Welcome back, one and all, to Dreamworks Dungeons and Dragons. I am your Dungeon Master, August Schmid, and with me, as always, we have the wonderful members of the campaign that it is currently. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Got some quacks in the chat. Uh, But indeed, welcome back. Of course, this is our Dreamworks D&D game. We don't own any of this, don't sue any of us. It's just for fun. And of course, everything we say is canon. But indeed, last we saw the party having made your way to Ylvanor, the northern kingdom of humans, finding your way around the city, learning about the dangers of the city, and indeed how the grand enemy, so to speak, Pitch Black, this dark entity, wishes Ylvanor to fall as a sword piece has been smuggled here, but hidden so well, in fact, that Pitch really can't move on the kingdom until he gets it to fall, because he needs room to work. You all decided to look into then some of the issues of the town, learning, first of all, that a woman named Yennefer Elkhorn was murdered in her tavern, and having gone there, figured out that she was attacked, it seems, and that multiple groups have converged, following a secret passageway many miles out of the city, and through a truly impressive cinematic Emmy Award-winning travel back across, where all of you taking your efforts to track continually a set of human male prints through the snow, which led you all the way up unto the Chariot's Wheel, another name for the large palace where dignitaries and other high important forces live. Upon entering in, of course, you were met with Queen Ruhain, Queen of Ylvanor, Sovereign of the Frozen Waste, Matriarch of the Arctic Ocean, and Duchess of the Alps. But of course, in speaking with her, you notice many of the people in the court. Indeed, her King Consort, King Wolfric, does fit the bill, so to speak. Again, it's harder still without getting other specifics. But also, there was a couple advisors speaking, one of which could also be what we would call our top target. But of course, Shen, proposing a bit more diplomatic solution, invited the Queen to join in with China in the war against the barbaric archipelagos. To which basically the Queen said, absolutely not. Not in that mean of a way, but indeed, Queen Rayhan is a much more neutral state when it comes to Ylvanor, and indeed, your Prime Suspect actually agreed with her, stating that yes, we really need to make sure we can be a soft nation, so to speak, that they can just kind of provide aid. But a different advisor, this older woman, actually did play devil's advocate of what happens if we stay away too long. You guys have been offered to stay at the palace, of course, as long as you need, but before too much was able to happen, Adora and Valka, you headed back off to the Emerald Cauldron, where most of your supplies still were. And I'm not saying supplies in any big ways. It mainly was just big armor that was left behind that we kind of need. And maybe I would say it's like little sacks of like food and stuff to pick up. Before you entered in, Valka, two creatures were following you. And indeed, as you passed into this alleyway, you and Adora were cornered by the beasts, or rather, bees, as these insectoid bee creatures revealed themselves to you. And that is where we are going to begin tonight's session. With Adora and Valka, you are staring down at these creatures. The sun has set, lamplight is all that illuminates in this dim alleyway. What would you guys like to do? The bees aren't immediately attacking, but they are backing you into this corner. There is no way out of this alleyway currently, besides back to the open street.
Let's see if I could try to use a check to try and diffuse the situation. Like persuasion.
Give me a persuasion check.
Great. That's a good roll.
Here we go.
Good roll. If it loads.
Oh,
There we go. 22.
A 22. Um, that's really good. What would you say, Adora, though, to these creatures with a 22?
Listen, have violence never really solved anything, right? I mean, like in a way, Adora's not trying to assume about these creatures, but it's kind of like, when your stinger falls off, you die. Don't you want to waste it on someone more? You don't want to waste it on someone like us, and like points to Valka is like, we're no life. You could save that for like a really important person, you know?
That is really good. I will roll their check. You just don't want them to get terribly high numbers. Okay. One of them rolled a 12. You see one of these creatures does back down. The other one rolled a nat 1. You see that this creature looks at you, Adora, looks at Valka. You murdered our brethren.
Wait, are you doing the whole thing the nat 1 succeeds, but it's worse for them later?
It's worse for them later, yes.
We defended ourselves.
You see...
We were defending ourselves. Another persuasion?
But a price must be paid. As you see, they are both kind of like whipping out these stingers from behind. I would ask the two of you to please roll initiative.
Oh. I tried.
That was a good effort, though. Good job.
It was a good effort. I think it was really good. It's just, I gotta honor nat 1s, nat 20s. Like, I think it makes the story really fun. So, here we go. Valka, what did you get for your initiative?
16.
A 16 initiative. Excellent. Adora, what did you get for your initiative?
19.
19. Bless you.
My goodness.
Adora, you'll be acting first. Here's what I will say. Before you act, Adora, I will let Minarith. Can you roll me a D6?
Sure.
Let's see how long it's going to take you guys to realize something's wrong, so to speak.
1.
That's really good.
Heavens! Yes!
Minarith, after one round, you guys will enter the initiative. And I will say it's this. Because, again, Valka did that smart thing, not leading directly into the Emerald Cauldron, kind of like skirting around. Time has passed where Minarith, Gingy, Shen, you guys are realizing that, indeed, your friends have been gone way too long. And they're not back yet. And after everything that's happened, this could promote some urgency. What I would say then is, would you guys go immediately, or not immediately? As you guys go, would anyone either stay behind to like stay with like the palace, or would it be, does everyone kind of want to go check up on your friends?
Could we leave a note saying we are going to be out for the evening? Please bring breakfast in the morning. So then if we're not there in the morning, they'll be like,
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. I will say, totally. Just give me then disadvantage on an initiative roll.
I'm already at disadvantage.
Right. Oh, there you go. Well, but it's the idea of like you're having to like take the time to rip out the snow. In which case, Minarith, Gingy, and Shen, you may roll me really good. Initiative.
And that was really not 8.
All right, Minarith with an 8.
It was almost a 22, if I weren't at disadvantage.
Shen is rolling, same with Gingy. Gingy with a 19. That's just actually. Oh, I believe that is with Adora. You and Adora will share that initiative, so you can actually spread that around. Actually, Gingy and Adora, depending on who wants to go first. Shen will bring up the last of the initiative with a 7. Not terrible. What was that, Adora? Here we go. And this will be, I kid you not, I just rolled a nat 20 for the bees.
Dang.
So
No.
the bees will act first.
That stings.
It does sting, doesn't it? As the bees... Hey, don't freak out. I saw that.
You pun.
I pun, indeed.
You punk.
You must be punished for the pun.
Not at all. I won't sugarcoat it. This doesn't look great, honey. The bees will go first.
We've got so many issues.
One of each are going to attack Adora and Valka. Adora, that one is going to attack... What is your current armor class? I think it may have missed. Oh, excuse
1 minute.
me. Your armor class is lower because you don't have your armor on. So
It's 10.
a synthetic 13 will hit. Valka, that is a 16. Does that hit?
That hits.
Adora and Valka, each of you will take 4 points of poison damage as you feel the sting erupt in pain and numbness on your limbs. Indeed, you feel your body start to shake as light paralysis has formed. Again, nothing serious. It does just mean there will be constant, so to speak, poison effects on your turns until stuff happens. Adora, that is your turn, as well as Gingy's, but I should say, Gingy, you technically will begin next round with Adora, so no worries there yet. Adora, what would you like to do as we begin our initiative?
Okay, so if I use any of my crossbows or longbows, they're going to have disadvantage because they're ranged weapons, right?
Yes, you are too close for ranged weapon right now.
Okay. DM, I want to pull a little bit of luck shenanery. Because I realized the main weapon that you use 65 is quarterstaff. Is there any, like, broomsticks, staffs I can grab in this alleyway to, like, try and make a retaliating hit against their stinger?
Make me a pure luck.
No, just punching my fist at a stinger. Sorry, what?
I was going to say, make me a luck check. Yeah, let's see if there's any, like, stuff in the alleyways that you could grab real quick.
Okay. Well, it's actually going speedier than the other week, so...
Sweet.
No, stop it! It's a 3.
That's a 3. Adora, you are in an alleyway where the best you've got is, like, a bunch of garbage and refuse. You see a mop, but it's that, like, this mop has been molded and frosted over for so long, it could break at any second.
Okay. So they've officially struck first.
They officially have struck first.
Great. Instead of going to see if armored, I'm going for the throat. Combat stuff.
Awesome. Give me, yes, as you go in with your unarmed strike, I'm quickly changing the setting real quick so that we can hear you guys a little more crisper on our end. What did you get to hit? Oh, it's still rolling. I see.
Should be 15 to hit.
Can you say something real quick here, Adora?
It was 15 to hit.
15 to hit will hit indeed.
Great.
Oh, excuse me. It will not indeed. I apologize. As
The neck?
a 15, Adora, you punch in and feel the carapace of the bee toughen. It is now a tougher AC than it was last time.
That sucks.
Indeed,
Okay.
it kind of sucks. But the bees have gotten stronger in terms of their armor class.
So where's the stinger on it? Is it like another appendage? Is
The stinger, it looks like it's just coming out of their butts, and this sounds really mean, but like they're kind of just twisting the stingers around to be these like side shankable things. Like they're much bigger stingers than we're used to, but they do seem like flexible enough to like kind of bend it to get around.
Okay. I want to try something else with the last of my turn.
Not at all, because that was your action to hit, though. Yeah.
Not even a grapple attempt?
Not at all. Well, because that's a full action.
Okay. Well,
Come on, you already did that.
that's it then. That's all I can do.
Valka, that is your turn then. What would you like to try, Valka, on your turn?
I think I will bonus action Necrotic Shroud.
Bonus action Necrotic Shroud, okay.
So, the bees have to make a charisma saving throw.
Yikes, alright. What's the save DC for them?
Only 13.
Well, only a 13. That was a rolled 15.
For both of them?
Oh, just for one, excuse me, right. Oh, yeah, that's a nat 4.
So a nat 4 loses?
Here's the thing. I think I have to completely re-roll. I completely forgot my own mechanics. They have hive mind. It's one roll. They're a group. One was a success, one was a failure, so I'm going to say completely clean slate. We'll roll it for both.
Okay.
I got confused. That's a nat 3. Both of them will fail because of hive mind. It's a great trait when they need to succeed, but when they fail, it sucks for everyone.
Awesome. So they are now both frightened of me until the end of my next turn.
Ooh.
And when I take my action to attack the one closest to me, if I hit it, I get to deal an extra 2 necrotic damage.
Excellent stuff.
So I'm
That
going
rocks.
to try and hit it.
So yes, Valka, you put on the shroud. Go ahead and roll
I
the hit.
gotta roll like at least an 11.
Yes.
I rolled a 13 plus 5 for an 18.
18 will hit.
Awesome. So that is 2d6 for my greatsword, and then an extra 2 necrotic damage.
Correct.
So from the sword, that is 5 points of damage. With the necrotic damage, that's 7 total.
7 total. You slash at one of these bees, who now immediately looks on death's door. Your sword comes down and just cuts shoulder to waist. Bright greenish goo immediately starts oozing. These bees don't look to have a ton of hit points right now. As Minarith, Shen, and Gingy at the bottom of the turn, you are near enough now to the Emerald Cauldron that hearing the sounds of shit as swords and armor clang, all of you will be able to rush in, and indeed, you only took one turn. Thank you, Minarith. It is once again the bees' turn, though, at the top of the order. As the bees turn around, seeing again, all of you are entering in, realize the bees are now the ones trapped. First of all, Adora and Valka, you will
Just
both
remember,
take...
they're frightened of me.
They're frightened, but this is a straight 3 points of poison damage from their stinger, that kind of lingering stuff they've got going on. That happens immediately. They are frightened of Valka, meaning they do want to flee. They are going to both disengage.
Can I make an intimidation check before they disengage?
Not until your turn, unfortunately, because this is like, they did get the nat 20 turn, which really helps put them on top of the order. As the bees turn, disengage, run, they will make it just past Minarith, Gingy, and Shen, but only by about 10 feet. Again, they're going out of the alleyway that even though they disengage and basically jump flying over you, they're not going far. And you're also noticing they don't sustain flight. They just kind of went up and over.
So it's more like moon jumps.
Yeah, like a moon jump.
Okay.
That is their turn, though. Gingy and Adora, that is your turn. Would either of you like to go first, or we could just go the natural? Adora would technically go, and then Gingy.
I'm down to let Gingy go first.
Alrighty. If you'd like to, yeah, Gingy. These two bees are jumping over. You see your friends who just got stung, kind of looking hurt. What would you like to try, Gingy, as the bees are here?
Quick question, have we taken a long rest since?
Nope.
We have not taken a long rest, and I will let you guys know you're a little soft on my end, but I did swap over speakers, so that could be me.
We did not take a long rest.
Yes, no long rest, unfortunately.
I didn't think so, but I can remember.
Yeah, no worries.
I think I'm going to... How far away am I from everybody?
You're about 10 feet from the bees and about 20 feet from the rest of your party. So about walking speed right now for everyone, thankfully.
Okay. I'm actually going to guiding bolt with the bees then.
Ooh, excellent stuff. Go ahead, roll to hit the bees. And I will say, one of them is on death's door, the other one is fresh, depending on which one you would like to hit.
Not a great hit.
Ooh.
Let's hit the... Does that hit any of them?
It doesn't hit them, unfortunately, on a 14. Gingy, you grab a gun drop, golden glow, throw it as hard as you can. Unfortunately, these bees quick turn, see it coming, and duck as it kind of lands in the snow and starts sticking to like ice and leaves and tumbles away. Gingy, unfortunately, that will miss. You do still have any bonus actions or movement, though, Gingy, if you'd like to do something.
No, I don't think I'll just...
Alrighty, no worries. Adora, that is your turn, Valka, on deck. Adora, the bees...
How far away are they?
30 feet away.
30, you say?
Yes.
Great, I'm gonna shoot them with my crossbow.
Awesome. Go ahead, roll to hit as you shoot them.
It's gonna take a second. Uh, 13.
A 13 unfortunately doesn't hit. You crossbow, you see it collide and shatter against, their newly hardened skin. Dora, as you do the crossbow, that will then make Valka's turn with Minarith on deck. Valka, what would you like to try?
Was Adora shooting at them because she prefers to shoot, or because we can't reach them?
It was just 30 feet, so it's like without having to...
So it is 30 feet, and I could run up and try and...
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Awesome. Let me double check my character sheet real fast. Oh, great. I will then aim for the one that I wounded earlier and run up and try and hit it with my greatsword again.
Excellent. So Valka, you run up just past the party.
That will be a 16 to hit.
A 16 will hit exactly.
Alright.
That is their new and improved armor class.
That's 4 damage from the sword, but another 2 necrotic.
And
so...
this was to the one you already damaged?
Yep.
It goes down. You finish bisecting this creature as it dies. The other one is still completely up and is still very much frightened of you.
Yes, because it's till the end of my turn. Can I, because I still have like a bonus action left, can I try and like make an intimidation check to get it to like stay and surrender?
Unfortunately, no, because you have frightened it. It's not going to listen to you. It's just going to run.
Well, that's why I was trying to make it like intimidation of like...
No worries.
It was a good idea.
Good idea, but yeah, it's definitely not something that it wants to even think about right now. Valka, you cut one completely down. Minarith, that is your turn. There's only one bee left here.
I would like to go up to it, use my movement to do so, and I would like to cast Ray of Sickness on it. It needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Spell save, I think is 14.
Ooh.
15.
That I rolled an exact 14. Adds nothing to con.
Oh yes.
So it fails its save.
All right, I rolled 2d8, and that is 10 points of damage, and it is now poisoned until the end of my next turn.
Oh my gosh.
And now, if it runs, I get an opportunity attack.
So it's poisoned.
Yes.
Grody. Poisoned, frightened, and you'll get an opportunity attack if it even tries to move.
Yes.
Wait, and how much damage did you do already?
10.
10?
Yes.
How do you want to do this?
You're kidding!
They have so few hit points right now. They are a hive mind that will grow, but when you deal 10 damage, that's it.
I want it to... You know how a bee will kind of shrivel up a little bit when it dies? I want it to do that. And so now it'll be a little bit smaller if we decide to carry its corpse back with us to study.
So you just... acid. It's the videos where they put the gasoline under the wasp.
It's actually necromancy, so it's
just kind of
nasty.
Slowly dissolves into this just husk of a shell.
Yep.
And is dead. All of you see this happen.
Wow, I did not expect
and
that to
we
work so
will
well.
come out of initiative. That was much faster. Yes.
Realize I didn't. Let me check it real quick. I need to make a ranged spell attack, and then it also makes a Constitution saving throw, so I need to roll.
Oh.
To be perfectly honest, I'm so sorry, and I had to do it at disadvantage, so I might not even hit it.
Disadvantage. Right.
Okay, so that's a 17 for the first time.
Still hits.
That's a nat 20 for the second. It does work.
So 17.
Still
yes!
You still put a jar on top of this bee and just poured gasoline in until it just kind of like and just died.
What is it with all our parties and explosives?
Explosive.
This isn't explosive.
It's a spell.
This
explosion.
is what is that type of damage called? Necromancy. It's
necrotic.
Yes, necrotic damage.
It's
not explosive.
It was necrotic damage.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still gonna do. Okay, they just level up.
Crap.
Every time you kill one, I get to do one minor thing to them.
I see. That's clever what you're doing this time.
And I will say, again, there is a finite number of them, so we just are at... Okay. You guys are now in the streets outside the Emerald Cauldron. But indeed, as you come out of initiative, Valka and Adora, you take another point of poison damage.
I don't like that.
That's not very nice.
What would you guys like to do now that you have a corpse and poison friends?
Alright, well... What do you think would happen if we brought one of these corpses back to the palace and sort of asked about the pest problem?
I think...
Say, hey, we got mugged in an alleyway, what's with these creatures?
I think that, it looks significantly less human now, so perhaps we won't be questioned as much as we otherwise would. And I think we want to get out of the streets, so...
And, to be fair, if we just, claim not to know why they attacked us, maybe when we bring them in, we'll see a reaction if someone recognizes them, like this Kepson man we're looking for.
I think so, and maybe then we'll have a better chance of getting a good anti-venom figured out, because this isn't good.
So someone should bring that back. I think we still need to visit the inn. I think Ghidorah still left her armor there. We walked past it when we realized we were being followed. And if Simus is still there, do we have any more questions for him after your vision, Meredith?
Adora and Valka, you take another 1 point of poison.
Why do I not have any healing? I am calm.
To be fair, I'm at 31 out of 40, so I'm not like on death's door or anything, but it is going to keep
until either you can long rest, get some form of healing, or medicine checks.
I don't like that.
It's a constant
That's
thing.
not good.
Could we do medicine checks on ourselves?
Yeah, you can make medicine checks
I
on
don't think
yourselves.
I have good medicine.
I'm going to
I have a +1 to medicine.
use whatever extra clothing I have to just kind of saran wrap the corpse to try and collapse it smaller.
It sounds so gross.
Why?
So
So
Minarith
that it's less
just starts
like
saran wrapping the
body.
corpse, carrying the body.
I want it to be a smaller load so it just looks like a big pack rather
but
than
yeah,
a
Adora
dead
and Velka,
body.
if you want to make me a medicine check to try to stop the poison, see what you can do.
Pretty sure this is
I'm with the 17.
17. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Yes.
so 15 actually.
15. Both of you will succeed on the DC 12 medicine check. Your poison condition's gone.
Thank you.
Nice.
It's a very specific kind of poisoning thing where it will happen, but it's kind of easy to get away, so to speak, when you're out of combat. It just sucks when you're in combat.
I'd like to imagine it like a minor snake bite where you gotta suck out the poison, spit it out, and then like kind of,
Yeah.
That's sometimes.
or like suction cup it.
Yeah, suction cup using baking soda. Like there's a lot of ways to get rid of it. It's mostly just the barbs that you're noticing on the end of their stingers. Indeed, Adora, if you want to run in to grab your armor, would anyone like to go ask for Zimus?
I'm so sorry. Did I make a note of who the frick is Zimus
The
is?
Fisk dude who told us about.
Yeah.
Your fishy friend. Your
Thank
fisky
you.
friend.
I was just wondering if we have any more questions for him now. Like, we know bee people exist, like maybe he knows about those. We know like there was something going on with this tavern. We know a little more about what happened to Radis, who was his like mentor figure. So I was just wondering if we have any like more questions for him.
That is fair.
Or like, hey, has he ever heard of somebody called Kepson?
I'm doing everything at disadvantage right now, so I don't think I want to be part of trying to talk to Zimus and screw it up because I'm not performing at full capacity. So I think I'll just stay outside and focus on packing up the body.
Gotcha. So Minareth's gonna stay and wrap up the body.
And
Are there
hopefully
two
keep an
bodies?
eye out. Oh, there's two.
There are two. Well, one is completely bisected though.
Right. I got a big ol'
Do
silver.
we need to? Do I want to carry two? That is what Minareth is concerned with at the moment. You can go get more information for us.
Yeah. So it doesn't sound like anyone really wants to talk to Zimus. It was just the idea. In which case, I will say you guys can head back to the palace now.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if Adora was able to talk to Zimus or like check in.
You're muffling again too. I'll just let you know.
Dang it.
Is it we switch to a different speaker?
Might be, but I'm.
Hold on just a second, Eleanor. We're gonna check to see if there's something else we can do.
No, I think it is that end because the speaker should be going clear because we can hear Tyson and Rebecca pretty well.
That
Is this better?
It's a little bit better, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, for Gingy or Adora, do you want to try to find your Fisk friend, or is it just let's go get a long rest now?
I'd like to.
Yeah, and I can go with her since it was my idea.
Okay. Yeah, in which case, guys, give me an investigation check is what we'll call this. To just go back into Emerald Cauldron and start asking around.
Thank you for turning that back on.
So 13.
13,
I'm
a
at
6,
13?
and Adora, what did you get?
10.
10. Thankfully, the DC was only 11.
Thank heavens.
You guys go in. It takes a while. Like, you go up to the bartender of the Emerald Cauldron, and you see that this woman kind of like asks, as you're asking around, just says, yeah, I can see which room this man is in. Fisk person, right? All right. He's gonna head After a few minutes, you see Zimus kind of like walks down the stairs. We'll see you guys and just give that polite wave and walk towards a table. As you're at the table, you see Zimus. Yes, hello. Tell me, what news do you bring?
Well,
Well, we'd like to update you on what's happening. But is there a more quieter place?
You see Zimus just. I have my room, but that's about it.
This is just Eleanor metagaming. I don't want anyone over here.
I mean, if you want to, we can make a check. My assumption is, like, in a pub, it's actually a little hard to be overheard because, like, everyone's talking, there's a noise level, and you look less sketchy if you're meeting in a public place. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Again, it's the whole Harry Potter thing of, like, they go to the Hogshead and are immediately sketchy versus in the Three Broomsticks, nobody would have noticed them from 50 or, like... I don't want to look...
Yeah.
But we can, like, make checks to see if anyone's...
Yeah, if you guys want to make investigation checks, go for it.
Yep.
Bad at investigation.
It's a dirty 20 investigation.
A dirty 20. Shen and Gingy looking around. Everything does seem pretty normal. All of you are looking around again. It doesn't seem to have anything else terribly, besides the fact that you will all notice new rumors are starting to circulate. They have found bodies at the inn of the Snowball, but you know this as you were there. That now people are dying around. It's becoming more and more of a conspiracy. People say guards were sent to guard it and then died. They had to send in. They're covering it up. What's inside the inn? What won't they let the people know? But yes, you think it's safe enough to talk to Zimus here. You see Zimus then says, "What is the news then? What have you found?"
That it was premeditated. Perhaps.
You see Zimus kind of.
And then I just kind of tell him what we know.
He gives you a blank look. I'm actually going to be a really mean DM. You have to be more specific than just we want to tell him, because certain things have different connotation to Zimus right now.
Here's the only thing that I would bring up. I would say, as per your request, we were looking into some of the troubles here in Ylvanor. We looked into the Snowball murders. And we found some interesting things that weren't familiar to us. We're wondering if you've heard of really two things. There were these humanoid bee creatures that attacked us and seemed to be after something, and I'm not sure if you know who they are or what they want around these parts. And the other thing is, we've found a record of someone called Kepsin, who had some sort of mysterious dealings with the dead woman. I'm wondering if that name means anything to you. So I'd ask him about the bee people and about Kepsin.
Okay. In bringing those up, you see he rolls a bit of a history check. The bees, you say. Apisoids are a race of creatures from the Black Forest I've heard of. They are insectoid like bees. Apisoid, basically, bee humanoids, right? He says, if they have attacked you, there could be some danger to the kingdom if they are working to undo it. Kepsin, you say. I have not heard of a person named Kepsin, but do you believe this Kepsin is involved in the premeditated murder?
Definitely involved.
Yes.
We're just not sure how.
Yes. Well, let's continue looking into that then. I will do research and records in the libraries and see if I can find anything for you all. But you see, Zimus kind of looks not like helpless, but in very much he's very unsure of like thanks for the information. I don't know what to do now.
We'll of course continue our own investigations. Just we thought we'd ask since you're more familiar with the place than we are.
She kind of nods. Of course, I will look around.
Thank you.
And we wanted to update you. Just check in.
Thank you for the update, of course. In which case, I will say you all look quite tired and bloodied, I may say. Because again, like, Adora and Valka, you got stabbed. Like, I mean, yeah, it's, oh no, the poison. There are, like, holes in your arms. All of you look, you know, having just ran the whole day across the kingdom. It's been a long day. But you see, it just says, please, go to sleep. I will do some research on Kepsin and the episodes, and I will send word. Wait, are you not staying? Because he's noticing, like, Adora, you have your armor now. You guys have your bags. Are you not staying here at the Emerald Cauldron?
Oh, we forgot.
I think Shen might be able to explain.
Yeah, he'll look at you, Shen, like, are you not staying?
We found lodging elsewhere.
Oh, of course. Wherever you need to stay, you know you may find me here. Just keep inquiring with the barkeep, and I will assist how I can. And you see at this, he'll kind of give you that small bow to you all. Thank you, of course, for protecting the city. And he's going to stand and head off to sleep so he can get up early and start looking up stuff. I'm going to make a just pure luck check roll. Are you guys ready to head back then to the palace for your sleepy time?
Yes, it sounds dumb. Can I make a perception check on the way back to see if I can see any armor blacksmiths?
To find any armor in the inn?
No, like armorists. Like on the way back, like this person sells armor, this person sells swords, you know.
It's not like the middle of the night though.
It is. Well, it's not middle of the night. It's more that like 9:30 p.m. and without electricity, that means everyone's gone to sleep. Like, it's a very.
I know, I'm looking at size.
It's a high DC right now to start finding the people you would want. In which case, as you guys continue back, I would like. I'm gonna make a quick roll. That's cocked. Okay. I have to check. Here we go. Shen, Gingy, Minrith,
Yes.
and Valka. Nope, the whole party. Passive perception, that was crap on my end. All of you are walking back to the palace. There is a figure on a rooftop that seems to be following you. Again, another humanoid figure that does seem to clock you guys as you move. When you're looking, the figure is keeping a good 120, 150 foot distance. Like, definitely not in close range, but like following you as you go.
Oh, good, because she was gonna do something stupid if you were closer.
So Shen is going to discreetly suggest to the party that I continue on ahead while at least one person hang back and maybe try and jump him from behind.
See, my
I'll do it.
Sorry, my suggestion was gonna be that the rogue try and pull that, cause like I have disadvantage on stealth, so like if I stopped, she would notice me.
Same with Adora, you would now also have disadvantage because Adora,
to
you just
shoot.
got your armor back
Or,
on.
I don't know.
Minrith's got disadvantage just because of the point, and Gingy's a cookie.
I can do a really good distraction. I have message. I could just be like, "Hi, who are you?" And just walk along like it's not me talking to this person in their head. And I'm really curious how that person would react, and it could distract him enough for our rogue, like Megan was saying, to maybe pull some sneaky shenanery.
Yeah. No, I'm also quite happy to hide behind and.
I love it. In which case, I will say, Shen, if you would like to give me a stealth check in that slip off into the shadow, and as you guys kind of walk along, I would also say, Minrith, go ahead and give me a persuasion check first on your
Alright.
message. Yeah, Shen 17, you are totally fine.
I can't
You are
remember if
in the darkness, fade off
Could
behind.
I make it performance by any chance? Because I could be like, just this funny voice in their head for some reason.
I would actually have to say, I'm gonna say no to either of the checks. It's would you or would you not do it?
Yes.
I think that's the better. If you're doing this, you will take 6 points of psychic damage as your mind suddenly becomes overwhelmed with thought.
Interesting. Okay. Can I make any sort of con save to try and glean information from it?
I say it's not so much a save as you just talked to something that has more than one internal voice.
Ah, so it is
so
one
the
of the
hive mind.
bees.
It is something with a hive mind, indeed.
That is good to know.
As you also will know, yes, any telepathic communication with these creatures will result in psychic damage just because there's too much.
It's overwhelming.
That's good to know though, because Adora and I figured out the hive mind in the alleyway, right? Of like,
Yep.
and so if you
So
message
now
that to the
it's,
rest of
like,
us, then we
confirmed
absolutely know
this
is
is
an
another
axolotl.
In which case, Shen, would you be so kind? The creature will have passed your hidey hole. As you again slink into the darkness, get ready. The party's walking along, and eventually the creature will pass. Would you like to try to sneak attack the creature then, as it approaches?
I guess I know now that Minareth has message. Could we have had some kind of communication back and forth over that message?
Yes, I can.
Yes, Minareth can have, yeah.
So that I can kind of let them know now that I'm tailing him, and I'm going to make an attack and kind of subdue him, and the others can round around
Could I
to.
make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Would it be possible for us to notice that they seem to be getting stronger every time that we encounter them?
I'd say yeah. It's enough
Okay.
of like they hit hard or they didn't hit harder,
In
but
which case, it might be more beneficial for us to just scare the bee away rather than fight it and potentially make them stronger.
And
So
yet, if he can get it contained without killing it, we might finally be able to get some information like what you guys
that's
wanted
fair.
the snowball.
That's what I was kind of shooting
Keeping in
for.
mind that it is going to be a two-way path because it does have hive mind, so it will be relaying information just as much. Okay, go ahead and jump it if you want.
Yeah.
This will be interesting.
All right, Shen. If we are going forward, we'll call this more of a grapple. This is athletics or acrobatics versus this creature's. It's the same thing either way for the.
I guess I was going to still attack it with my Wandao. With my Guandao. Just can I deal non-lethal damage?
Yes, I see what you're saying. So go for the hit, but it's like I'm hitting it to knock it out. Go for it. I think that's totally acceptable.
Yep, I'm. Oh, come on.
A 13.
You should have advantage.
You do have advantage. You are hidden from the
No.
creature.
You're right.
It's much better. Oh no.
It's not.
It was not better. It was
Okay.
10.
Does Gingy have plus?
Can I do it?
Oh wait.
Oh, but
Before
Gingy's
we
not
do
with
it.
you, yeah, because Gingy, you and the rest of the party are walking along as
Oof.
a distraction. Shen, you.
Can I bonus action dagger him?
Yes,
Yes.
you can! First action, stab.
Yeah. And then where we said that I'm replacing my unarmed strikes with these dagger attacks,
Yes.
then okay, I can still
Yes.
add my. Oh my
You just-
gosh.
You still have advantage! That's the best part. This is wild that
Nat
Shen
20.
can't hit the bee.
Nat 20.
Here we go.
Oh, it's a 25. You love
Yes.
to see it. Alrighty, Shen. You do have sneak attack
Moderation,
damage.
dude.
So, no
Yeah.
modifier,
Cruh,
but
cruh,
just
cruh.
sneak attack.
That's
Suddenly,
true.
it's like in those like you stab it and the bee just kind of whoop to the side and whoop to the other side without thinking. 6 points of damage plus the sneak attack. 11.
17.
17 non-lethal. Boom! You slam this creature with your Guandao. And I think it's flavored as you are hitting, but again, because it's non-lethal, you smack it with the or the flat side, and just kind of like turns and just, ow. And so you do it again, ow. And then you finally take the dagger and just crack it between the eyes, and the episoid falls to the ground unconscious.
Good job. That was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, that was too wild that you attacked 4 times and just barely got it.
I'm walking around making sure that nobody like saw that.
Yes.
Oh, we all
And-
witnessed it, dude.
The entire party just standing there watching you.
We're like, is he doing that on purpose?
I actually think it's more of the actual very cartoonish. The rest of you guys are like, here we are walking, going back home. And you kind of see Shen slink into the alleyway, and after a few moments, it's the literal boom, 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 and just scuffling until
What is he doing back there?
the bee like falls flat on the
Here
ground
I
and just gets dragged into the alleyway. And then Minrith over message, Shen can let you know, like, I got him.
Basically, the buzz goes.
Indy,
Power
you
down,
have
so.
this thing unconscious. Would you like to take it back to the palace with you, or do you want to maybe interrogate in the alleyway right now? What's kind of the vibe?
Ooh. How trafficked is the road that we're right next to?
So right now, going actually back to the city, in a nutshell, you were not too far away.
So I guess my question is, how likely
You
are
are
we to get
on
caught
this
if we're
like
out here?
leftmost road, coming up to what we would know as the southwestern point. It's pretty heavily trafficked just because it is kind of the main road to the library, to some of the, I won't say richer parts of town, but like more of the high ends. So it's definitely like you're on a road where you are more likely to see people.
That's
But it
not
is
good.
9:30, 9:40 at night.
I really don't like the idea of trying to interrogate something when we're that close to that many other witnesses. But I also don't love the idea of taking it back to where we are staying. Because
I feel like if we leave him, it'll send the message of stop. You know?
you're saying if we leave it alive
Yeah.
and just
We like leave him outside to him listening.
that's actually not a bad idea.
Because apparently the persuasion works until the net left.
Did we bring both bodies back?
I think you only brought one. Because, like, it was one got bisected, so it's like, we'll leave this one just to kind of, like...
Then how about we do this? Guys, I now have minor illusion. Why don't we leave both bodies as a peace offering? Like, just be like, hey, just, like, go do what you will with your dead. We're gonna go. I have minor illusion so we can show whoever we want to at the palace, hey, this kind of creature attacked us, and then we can get whatever information we want from the palace. And then maybe we also have that dual purpose of trying to make peace with the bees.
Peace with the bees.
Yeah.
Solid.
I'm done.
No, I think that's a fun idea of, like, we'll leave the bee and the bodies, like, let them have them, to then get information at the palace.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid plan.
I mean, we're still gonna like wake it up and talk to it, right?
We are right next to a super busy.
You are on a
Roadway.
road that is
That's the
more or
problem.
less traveled. I mean, it is now almost late enough at night that you're probably avoiding anything like that, but it's a possibility. Unless you want to try talking real quick right now before anyone shows up.
Well, my concern is like just leaving it and then assuming that it won't come after us with the behavior these creatures have displayed so far doesn't seem realistic.
That's fair.
You know what it is? It's when you let the Achillean go and it's like, oh, maybe it'll come back to us. It's not going to come back to us. It's all like, no, if we just leave it here with the dead bodies of its brethren, it's going to still want to kill us.
Fine, then we write a note saying we have no quarrel with you. Please just go be happy somewhere else.
Leave us be.
Stop it.
Be.
But so
Get some help.
would it be more effective to wake it up and say, hey, we have no quarrel
Stop
with you, we haven't killed you or anything, we just want to know like what we walked into, like why are you people so upset about Zoel, like tell us and maybe we could even help you, like we're not trying to be your enemies, like, and then when
Okay.
they're awake we can make those persuasion checks.
Okay.
I would say to help with that, Shen is going to hold one of his daggers just lightly against his throat.
To help with persuasion.
To help him not scream and attract attention if your worry is getting noticed.
I got a +5 persuasion.
Okay. Let's try that.
All right, you gonna wake him up?
Yeah.
Here we go.
I think you had a good idea, I just was very
You
As
have a
you
better
kind of
idea.
shake the bee awake, Shen, you keep the dagger to the throat. The bee will kind of shake, eyes, doing that very like they're darkened, but you realize they start flitting to life as that like fluid beneath the eye starts moving to kind of give them that like more 180-degree vision. The bee will awaken and see it surrounded. It's not going to attack, but it looks like a frightened animal.
Cool. Can I ask Shen to put his knife away so it looks like we're not holding any weapons? Also, can I get the help action from someone? I rolled and it's not great.
I cannot give the help action, otherwise I would because I have decent persuasion as a sorcerer.
I don't think I am proficient. I am not proficient.
Adora, as you raise your hands, the bee looks around, will kind of notice everything. It reaches behind itself,
Ah, shoot.
cracks
Come on, dude.
the stinger, and kills itself.
What? What Hydra crap is this?
That's twisted, man.
Yeah,
Well,
Did she not even get to
The council.
try and roll
she did.
persuasion?
It was an 8.
Oh.
That's why I'm like, you didn't get it. You would have needed at least a DC 13 to get to start some form of conversation, and it really would have been constant checks before that happened, if that makes sense.
Dang.
That was frustrating.
Yep.
well, I say we go to bed.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing really else we can do here. I still think we ask the palace about it, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely still should.
How dead is the bee?
How dead is
How
the
dead
bee?
is the bee?
No.
The bee just committed unalive. It's at 0 hit points, making death saves.
Oh,
So
she
would
does
you
heal it.
say at 0 hit points?
Do you want to heal it?
Oh. Oh.
I do.
I'll give you in a moment. I'm about to keep making death saves. He's not dead yet.
Quick, heal.
Heal him. Heal him. Force a gumdrop down its throat.
Just like the idea of no, you don't. I call this my anti-suicide pill, and it's just a gumdrop. Jeez.
Yeah, so I'm going to.
I
It's
love
just
that.
I will say, if you're going to heal it, is anyone else going to try to hold the creature down, like grapple it, so it can't do that again? I won't be a mean DM this time. Be like, you know what he'll do if he wakes up.
So we'll tie him up.
Grapple check, you auto succeed. He's dead right now, right? So
Can I tie him up while she's
yes, so
grappling?
grappling,
Okay.
tying him up. Gingy, you walk over, and before this dude can give up the ghost, you pop a gumdrop, just slam it in the bee's mouth, and that weird little insectoid, like, kind of, like, scutters it down absent-mindedly. Crap, the bee woke up! Well, I can't give them that buff yet, because he's not dead.
So that's how it works. They have to die.
They do have to die before I allow the buff. It's not like
That is
anytime you
fair.
meet them, they'll constantly evolve.
That
It's a
is
through
good to
death
know.
Darwinism and acts
So
for
we
their hive
just
mind.
never actually
If you
kill
never
them.
kill them, yeah, don't try that, because then I will just start sending them. Gingy, you pop a gumdrop in his mouth, and the insectoid just comes back to life. He was about to see the bee afterlife, whatever that looks like for him. Instead is now back in a freezing cold alleyway with his stinger net ripped out of his behind.
That's his fault.
He's not bleeding to death as you kind of like weird fix him. But now he's grappled, so he can't kill himself.
Stand on his chest and look in his eyes and say, "That's not the answer, my friend," and offer him a cookie.
You offer him a cookie.
Not a cookie, a honey muffin, like a honey cake.
Scariest thing, a honey
bun.
cake, a honey bun. The bee tries to commit suicide as per instruction,
That's not
isn't
the plan,
allowed
my
to,
friend.
and you just like, here's a honey bun.
I love that.
The bee is now awake. Who would like to try a persuasion check now to get him to
Can
talk?
I try?
Yes.
I know
will,
it'll be at disadvantage.
Well, I'll let you know. It's no longer a if you fail, he kills himself. It's just you'll have to keep making checks to try to
That
get
is
him
fair.
to keep talking.
Okay. Alrighty. Persuasion at disadvantage.
Now that I'm not making it, I can use the help action.
Okay, Adora's gonna give the help action.
Oh, so it's flat? Then
flat.
that's a 19.
A 19. The bee thinks he has to talk now. I mean, what questions do you guys have for the bee? I will let you know. You get 5 questions every successful persuasion check.
Oh, that's generous.
I mean, to be fair, it used to be if you failed, he would kill himself.
That
so
is
like,
fair.
what? But now it's just he might stop talking.
We're glad to have you back. We are just hoping to have a conversation with you. My friends and I were wondering why you were trying to kill us.
All right, right to the meat of it.
What's the point?
I know, yeah. The apisoid stops, and you get the impression again when he speaks, it will be through a hive mind.
Okay.
You were the ones last seen at the house of the beloved.
Who is the beloved?
Our ruler. It was his beloved.
Ooh.
No!
Yes.
Do you mean your queen?
Our queen died many years ago. We now have a master. It is just us, I and my brethren.
What is your master's name?
Damn it. I mean, these are smart
You
questions.
asked what I was about to.
He's not happy.
I
This
know.
was so smart, Megan.
Bartholomew Benjamin B.
It's Barry B. Benson.
Oh my gosh! Wait, what was... No, wait. Okay, anyway. Sorry, I'm just gonna write that down. Okay. Guys, what question do we want next? And we can use message
You
so that...
got 2 left before you would have to make another check.
Cool.
And at that point, I will make another luck check of are people
That is fair.
moving around.
But we can use message to converse so that August doesn't pull some crap like, oh, the next question you ask out loud
I
is the
have
question.
been waiting
I'm
for
really
someone.
Mr. No flashbacks to the D&D movie.
Right.
I was gonna be like, he's gonna answer. Yeah, no.
Japan, you sprite.
So what is the next question we want to ask? Do we want to ask where can we find Bartholomew?
That might not be a bad question.
We seek an audience with Bartholomew Benjamin B. Where can we find him? That's kind of 2 questions in one, but it is
No, it was a
worded
statement
as one.
following my question.
Yes, but it is basically asking permission, so hopefully that comes across well.
Where can you find Bartholomew Benjamin Benson?
Oh, it's Benson? I thought you said it was B, sorry.
Well, B because shortened for Benson. We all know
Barry B. Benson.
The Dreamworks. It's Barry B. Benson. Where is Bartholomew Benjamin Benson? Our master lies in the hive in the Black Forest.
For those of
What
you
are-
who aren't in the mountain group, we just had a whole thing where we're supposed to go to the Black
What is
Forest,
the
the
path
Dark Forest.
to the hive, and how may we find that path?
This
the
is where
forests and
I'm
all
going
our
to
campaigns.
let him try to oppose us. He,
That is fair.
nope, will not tell. Just the path is secret only to our brethren.
So you know the way.
Dang it.
No, we're already at 5 questions. I have to make another persuasion check. Will you give me the help action again?
Yep.
I can also give the help.
Adora's suggesting, though, that
Thank you.
we can just take him with us.
You, as the party as a whole, are giving the help indeed because it is a party thing right now.
Oh, that was almost an at 20 and said it was a 2.
That was only a 7. I did make.
That's a 7-7 then. So roll off again.
No. 7 against. So 7. Yeah, he doesn't say a word.
Okay.
As indeed, it looks like he's not talking. I rolled a 19 for the luck check. You're good on people passing, so you could keep trying to investigate.
Yeah, I want to try again. Okay.
So you're rolling flat.
11.
That was an 11.
What? Are you kidding me again?
No. 11 is a success. I did just roll a natural 2.
Ooh.
You hear, again, I'm not going to do it. People are approaching. Like, you hear maybe, like, hoof falls on the cobblestone around the
Time to go.
punching. So, like, you could try to just leave now, like, leave him and go.
I want to just ask him one more thing.
Okay.
May we petition your master for an audience?
He'll answer that freely. You will be killed for your insubordination and involvement with the death of the beloved.
We didn't kill her though.
Can I suggest a
Yes.
phrasing of a question?
Yes.
I think we should ask, what do you know about the death of the beloved and any parties that may have been involved in it?
What do you know about the death of the beloved and any parties that may have been involved in it?
Because we have yet to have a successful persuasion
You
check.
are correct.
But again, at this point, if you make the persuasion check, you might not have time to leave before people would walk by and possibly see you. Again, it's all very, like, unknown right now. Like, people could just, like, go on their way. They could stop to talk. Could be a city guard member. It could be, like, it's not...
Does someone want to keep watch for us and kind of block the view?
Yeah, I was.
I'll be a distraction.
Okay,
Oh.
excellent.
Well, actually, I was going to say, Shen could be a better distraction
That's
of...
true.
I was going to ask
Okay.
if there was more kind of like one primary entrance to the alleyway. I can kind of just hang out there and.
And then Adora can keep lending me the help so that I'm rolling flat instead of
Indeed.
disadvantage.
So, Adora, Valka,
Okay.
Gingy, Minarith, you're staying.
I'm
But
doing
yeah, Shen,
persuasion again.
you
There
are
we
going
go,
around
22.
the way. You would like to ask this be a question.
Yes, and I get 5
You
for
got a
every...
fresh 5.
Okay, so that question that Megan, sorry.
That's fine.
Sweet. That she just said.
Would you repeat it for me?
Yes.
Just to make sure I try to answer as best
What
I
do
can.
you know about the death of the beloved and any parties that may have been involved in it?
We are seeking the perpetrators. Someone betrayed the beloved, and we will kill all involved. You have become involved, therefore must be destroyed.
We are involved in seeking out her perpetrators as well. Would you accept our help?
I will let you know you have asked a question that I can give a very firm answer. You will die. We accept no help. Humans must be destroyed.
The beloved was human.
Indeed. And as the beloved died, so has lost the contract between the Aposoids and humans.
Oh.
How can we renew the contract?
With your beloved.
Have we asked the bees yet if the name Kepson means anything to them?
You want to ask about Kepson? I'll let you know. This
Yeah.
will be your 4th question.
Yes.
You ask about Kepson. Do you know Kepson? The bee stomps. It's going to have to make a hive mind history check, so with advantage. Woo. Woo. That was really good both times.
Yay.
The bee stops, and you see it does look concerned. Kepson was the supplier. Kepson was the one sending honey and supplies back and forth. We know of this Kepson. Do you believe this Kepson is the one responsible?
Possibly.
We believe that he may be involved. We do not know how.
If Kepson is involved, Kepson must be the perpetrator. Kepson knew of us. Kepson knew of our agreement with the honey. Kepson knew of the beloved.
Minarith, would you be able to create a minor
Yes.
illusion of the 2 people from Horde?
Oh,
so
yes!
smart.
Minor illusion.
Hell yeah,
Do you
Shen,
see
I will give you the
Kepson?
point of
That was
inspiration
so
for
clever.
that's clever.
Well, if
Giving
you
that,
know
like, hey,
which one
Dreamworks.
it is,
Oh,
just
yes.
think of, like, which
That's
one
true.
is.
Never mind. I will not say that. I will just do minor illusion and do a... Do you want to do perception check to see which one
I'm gonna
it
say
reacts
insight.
to? insight.
And again, Adora, you're helping Minarith,
Uh-huh.
so Valka's gonna make this. Gingy, if you want though, you could either make your own insight, Gingy, or help Valka.
I only have +1 to insight.
So if you have a better insight, Gingy, then maybe instead Valka can help you.
True. And again, Minarith and Adora, because Adora, you're kind of holding him down. Minarith's talking, and Shen's about to distract.
Also, what are they called?
Apisoids.
Apisoids.
Coming from the Latin apis, A-P-I-S, but apisoid, like a bee person.
Cool.
They're like, in world name would be apisoid, but we can call them bees for a
No,
general
that's totally fine.
It's like how humanoids would be Homo sapien, but human works.
That's a 19.
Oh.
A 19.
I have a +3.
Oh, you have
Yes.
a +3?
If you would like, go ahead and make me that insight check then. Because I think... 2 19s. Here's what you get, Gingy. Or excuse me, Minarith. What 2 figures are you showing?
I am showing the advisor. I have his name. Not his name, but his... the man with thick boots, heavier armor, who agrees with the queen and favors Switzerland tactics. That's what I wrote down about him.
No, I mean, that's... Yeah.
And then
Show
do
him.
we want to do the king?
Well, weren't there 3? Because it was
Yeah,
king,
there's a
that
king
one advisor,
consort,
and then possibly a
and then
person.
also the Fisk. So do
Possibly
I want...
Fisk. It
Wait,
could-
I can do all 3. Minor
You could
illusion.
show all 3.
Yeah.
You
I'm going to
show
spread them out a little
all
bit
3. I will
so
say,
that it's easier to see where his eyes go.
with the 2 19s, Gingy and Valka, you, as Minarith creates the Fisk person, there's no real response. As the king is shown, you see a response up into the point of just like,
Oh, that's our
I
sovereign.
recognize, because that's why I had to be very semantic of what you were showing, because it's that is the king of Ylvanor. When you show the man, a reaction occurs on the bee's face. Doesn't say anything, but you see as you show this advisor, the bee reacts. You have met Kepson.
Yes.
Kepson, why have you shown Kepson with a Fisk and the king?
We saw him in the court.
Then the court
Apparently the
evolved. I was waiting for someone to do it. You see, the bee looks enraged. So the court has killed the beloved.
No, they have no knowledge of this man.
I need you to make me the world's highest persuasion check, because these are
Frick.
very stubborn
Eleanor,
bees.
help her!
These bees do not really get...
I mean, Adora.
I get a
Nuance.
+3. Can Gingy bless me or something?
Oh yeah, Gingy, do you have
Gingy,
any
bless.
guidance or bless left?
Oh yeah, I have a bless.
Adora, would you give the help action to Valka?
Yeah, no, I thought that was already, yeah.
Here we
Good.
go.
Yeah, I should have guessed that.
So, Gingy's
shoot.
giving you the bless, so let's start with a d4. And what do you add to this?
+3.
+3. That's a 2, so this is +5. Okay,
And I have advantage.
have advantage. Oh, good. That was a nat 3.
Oh.
She's using the tiny dice.
That's a nat 20! Yeah! Tiny dice for the win!
I will let you know, you just
That was
prevented
amazing.
a war.
Oh
I was
We are
gonna...
not fucking
They
starting
were
the war
gonna
that
go to
wants.
war. They were going to go to war.
Yeah.
I can't begin to
Megan,
describe
you were on a roll the last
clutch
2
of
I
nat
was
20.
eating who opened my mouth and said where we saw him, so that was
I-
not a
'cause
serious
I-
thing.
Wow, I guess the door really was needed for that advantage to be like, hey, let's not.
I was going. It wasn't even funny. The second's like, oh, we'll show little images. I'm like, please show them the king.
On that
These
nat
idiots
20
would not get the nuance of, oh, he was in the court.
On that nat 20, can we then make that best of persuasion gambits of like, they're being deceived by this man, they don't know what an off-person is, like we're all on the same side, you can help the court?
I will give you this. Indeed, a nat 20 is going to give you a lot.
Yes!
I'm going to roll.
That was amazing.
Oh my gosh. I rolled a d12. That was still a 2. Here's what the bee will say.
Thank you guys for the help.
Thank you. Okay, that was a group effort. Good,
That was
good effort. Good
beautiful.
effort. The bee looks enraged. This is like he is literally buzzing in
Buzzing
anger.
with anger.
You know of Kepson. If the court is not involved, you will deliver Kepson to the edge of the Black Forest in 2 days, or we will come for Kepson. I will say the nat 20, they will not go to work because I would have just started. They would just start marching basically. This is okay. Yeah, it's not the king, but if we don't get him in 2 days, all bets are off. Because like, if this is it, this dude. I mean, and to be fair, it still could or could not be kept. We don't technically know, but it is that like we know this dude, and if you think it's this dude, and all these, you got 2 days, or justice is going to be enacted.
How about we messaging again? Should we just pledge to meet him at the edge of the forest? Like, and meet the bees at the edge of the forest? Not necessarily with Kepson, because we gotta talk to this dude first and be like, hey, dude.
I say either way, because, like, even, like, wild scenario of, like, he is just a dude who didn't, like, do anything bad, then he probably would be good enough to, like, come meet us and try and persuade them. Versus, if he's a bad dude, then, we'll just drag him out there, hopefully, with, like, the queen's support. Like, I feel like either way we can get him there, right?
It's your choice.
Versus trying to persuade the stubborn bee and, like, getting into deeper...
We will meet you at the edge of the forest in 2 days' time. With Kepson.
Agreed. As that happens, Shen, walking down the alley towards your edge of the valley, Shen, you see 3 hooded figures that are approaching directly towards you.
It's more bees?
I was about to say.
Hey, they're more bees, right?
Oh,
more bees.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna like even try.
I still have one more question, right?
Still have one more question.
Then I will say, in return, please do not harm us.
Or anyone in this city.
They will say, bring us Kepson, and then we will talk.
Okay, time to go then.
Indeed, Shen, the figures approach, and you can hear that bzzz, that soft buzzing. The figure who is bound will get up and try to shake off the bindings as 3 other bees will come and grab him.
And the bodies.
Take the bindings.
Okay.
And the bodies, for sure. As... 1 second. I have to make this note. Because that was wild. Megan just staved off a war.
That was amazing.
I almost caused the war.
Yeah, that's true. Yes,
it's not a good feeling.
It's really not.
Like, kind of a peace offering. Can I spare the dying on the 2 bees, or is it too late for them?
You know, I haven't rolled my death saves for them yet, technically. I will offer this. I will roll, but there's a really good chance they'll die. They might have stabilized. So one of them nat 1'd already. The one that was bisected is gone.
That's
fair.
But the one that was, here we go. Okay. That's another nat 1. I'm so sorry. So it's very much, and I just rolled a nat 13, so I'm like, ooh, maybe that gives him up, but maybe some bad stuff.
Well, technically that's 2 fails and 1 save.
You're right. There's 2 fails and 1 save. That's another nat 1. Yeah.
Well,
both bees are dead. It's a good thought, though, Gingy. I do
really
applaud. That would be very smart. I just didn't think of it until we got here. So, the bees will carry their comrades away. As indeed, that was my little strike force of bees in the city. Yes, Chef.
Sorry. I am going to, or as they're leaving or something, I'm going to attempt to just snag the stinger that he was using. I would like to attempt to make some antitoxins.
We already have some venom that we were planning on doing that with.
The stinger itself. I will say, yeah, Shen, go ahead and give me just a quick sleight of hand.
Yes.
I think it's that very clever, like, you and Minrith got some of those vials, but it's like, if we can get a stinger, because that's what he tried to use.
Okay, that's not bad.
17's really good, beats that passive. Again, the stinger is lying broken on the ground. You pocket it quickly into your robe. And I will say, indeed, it is now very late at night, coming on that 10:30, very dark area.
I am exhausted.
All of you are exhausted.
In every sense of the word.
Truly. as you head back towards the palace, Shen, the guards see you immediately. No check needed. The gates will open as one of the ambassadors of China has come back after, strolling out in the city for a late night. Walking back to your quarters, all of you will get ready to take a much needed sleep. Before that happens,
We
however,
don't get to make the save.
I need a Constitution saving throw from everyone.
I failed my last one, so I should get a low DC, right?
Yep. Yes, indeed. If you fail, the DC does
19!
reset basically to a wildly low 19.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I thought it was gonna stop on a 2, and I was
That
so
is.
worried.
Here we go. Minard got a 19. Shen got a 17. Both successes.
So long rest.
Gingy, that is a success. Shen, that's a success. Oh wow, everyone succeeded. Wait, Valka, what'd you get?
15.
Oh yeah, 15. Everyone succeeds.
Long rest. Sweet.
You are no longer at disadvantage.
So I can recover the level of exhaustion.
Wait. Oh, excuse me. You were all at a wildly low DC except for Adora. Yes, you recovered the point of exhaustion. You successfully slept, but I should say not successfully yet, as I have something that's going to happen tonight.
Okay, it reset my hit points again, so I'm just gonna
Yes.
go
Oh
into
no,
manage
yes.
character and
You
levels
do
to
take the
30.
long rest. Something is just going to happen.
Yeah, I just
during
reset
the
my
long
max to 24 again.
I
so
don't
I'm
like that you
going in to
flipped
make
the
it.
lights to red.
I will let
Is it
you
gonna
all
assassinate
know.
the queen in the middle of the night or something? You're gonna wake up to a coup?
All of you will awaken to the same nightmare.
Oh?
This is a group nightmare. It is something I can do. You are on a cliffside with stars overhead. The breeze of a roaring fire and wind in your face, and a child's laughter somewhere in the distance dances with the scent of fresh baked goods.
Oh, nice.
Indeed, this is the same area you first had that group vision.
This would have been Gabriel.
But now the stars grow dark. The baked goods grow sour in your nostrils. The children's laughter turns to screams. And that breeze becomes a cold, biting wind as a figure steps out of the shadow to look at you all. Cloaked in blackness, hair swept back, ashen face with a sharp pointed nose, strikingly like the book you hold, pitch black, steps before you all. He outstretches his hands. Ha ha ha! Oh, I'm so glad I have someone to work with here. Now tell me, how close are you to finding the sword shard in Ylvanor?
Why is that any of your concern?
Oh, well, Adora, I would assume that it's not so much my concern as yours. I'm sure you feel quite disappointed having broken the only thing to save your people. I see. You all think of me as a villain. I'm merely trying to save your world. In fact, you should be thanking me. For without my interference, you'd be in a much worse place than where we are now.
Without your interference, the moon would still be alive.
That old fool had it coming. Do you really know the moon? Think about it. How many people? Raise of hands. Who knows the moon?
The moon offers light. You
The
offer
moon
darkness.
offers lies. Oh, I see. You met him, haven't you? Well, let me ask you
Actually,
this.
no, I don't think so.
What lies did the moon tell you? I'll tell you some lies he told me once upon a time. That I could rise above my birth, become a guardian, a savior to the world. All I had to do was swear loyalty to him. And do you know what he did in return when I decided to have a mind of my own? I became this. And you realize he is flickering. He is this formless, dark nightmare. But enough about me. I just came to ask a brief help. I really need that sword shard. And I can offer you something in return. You see, he turns to you, Adora. I offer the sword back to you. Bring me the shard, and once I have them all, it will be given back. The world may have its She-Ra once more. I have no need of it once I have it for a singular purpose. And that, my dear Adora, is a better deal than what others would offer you. And you see at this point, he stops. He's offered up this thing.
How much blood will come in the wake of
You see, he swips back. I need the sword. You want the sword. It's a win-win here.
The last time I made a deal with someone where I didn't check all the details, my planet was almost destroyed
That's
from the
true.
inside out.
You don't like deals, do you? Well, very well. Adora, talk with your friends. And you see he looks at Shen, Gingy, Minarith, and Valka. All of you have things you want. All of you have things you need. You have empires to run. Deities to find. Grace to be returned. Would you not want this all? I can offer you all exactly what you want. Because guess what? People don't like nightmares. They scare them. They terrify them. But nightmares are true. I do not lie. As opposed to certain other individuals. So how about it? Let's be friends. Let's find the sword shard faster so that you all get what you want faster. You see it this
What is the one thing you need?
Sorry, just for my clarification, did you ask why he needs it?
Yeah, for like, what's the one thing he needs?
See, kind of close hand. I don't need much. But that insufferable Fisk hid the shard where it would take quite some time for me to find it. You may all find it, but not before perhaps I've had my way with Ylvanor. We would prevent loss of life. We would prevent casualty. All I need is a vessel. Give me 24 hours. Someone to let me walk freely in Ylvanor, and I can find the shard.
Oh, that's scary. You've made a virtue of your honesty, but you won't give us one honest answer.
What honesty do I lack then?
You've asked 3 times. What do you want to do?
Checks and balances.
I need the sword. For what is the one thing that everyone in this entire existence wants? Family. I simply want my true family to have the same privilege as every other race in existence to have. Freedom. I simply wish for this.
I have to pause you there.
Yeah.
Because I know how I am interpreting that, but I don't know if our party has enough that... Does that make sense? I don't remember where the lines blur.
I know, right? Yeah.
Like, I can text you what I'm thinking that means, but I don't know if
you want
Valka
text?
knows that.
No, I think that's very fair. And
know.
indeed, Pitch is simply talking right now.
Because I think that he's technically telling the truth. But that's the thing. It's all shrouded in mystery. He's not giving us the full truth. He's giving us enough to make him look good. And that's the problem. It's not honesty. It's truth, but it's not honesty. It's lying by omission.
I know. I will.
That's my concern too, is that in asking for a vessel, there are no checks and balances on his part. There's nothing that he could lose. But we lose one of our autonomies for a day where he could do anything in it. Like, what is the collateral before the sword? You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's trying to make the end goal the collateral.
I will let Valka roll me an all-important Box of Doom history check, because there is something Megan has correctly stated. I just do need a Valka's history of what would I know about what he's saying. And I will let you all know, Pitch, it's that gross why I'm not letting anyone roll insight checks. I have not told a single lie, but Lonnie is directly correct saying with L, bring that in. He is omitting many key facts. He's trying to keep it very vague.
Basically, if we were to cast Zone of Truth right now, everything he says would ring true. Because there's a difference between the truth and true honesty.
Says I have advantage on intelligence ability checks, which would include history, to recall information about fake fiends or undead. But because we changed my subclass to like the Dragon Hunter, does that replace this so it's only for dragons?
I don't believe so. Fun fact, Hunter's Bane, because
so I get this.
Your Order of the Dragon is because it's a subclass. Every Blood Hunter has stuff. It's a very Witcher thing if we're talking about. It's a Fey Fiend undead of like, no matter what kind of Blood Hunter you are, you have specificity of like lycanthropy, undead, or dragon.
So I get advantage +4.
Advantage +4 on a history check. Man,
I would take a bless if it was all
2 and 1.
Could Gingy bless?
I will say, Gingy, do you want to bless?
That fell.
Gingy will bless.
That jumped out of my...
Roll a d4. Let's see how much you add to this.
Thank you. So that's going to be a +7 total.
So, +7 total. Again, Gingy offering that little bit of guidance.
24?
That's a 24.
Oh my god.
It will be the DC 20, Valka.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for the bless.
Valka. There are creatures in this world that you are aware of. Pitch definitely seems like one of them. I think you can, especially with your background and story, you know what this means. And you can act on it.
Speaking of my background and story, did I get the Grace reference? Do I even, know enough?
A little bit.
Yeah, alright.
Wait, Grace?
Well, he said, when he was listing all the stuff people want, he said, reclaim your grace. Anyway.
Empires, deities, and grace.
We're in a dream.
You're in a dream.
And earlier in the streets, Minareth was using message to communicate to us. This is a dream, so I can do whatever I want, right?
That's true!
Can I message the party members?
You can ask Minareth to message.
Fine, I will signal Minareth to message.
Yes, this is a dreamscape. I do let it be, but I'm like, you don't just get to give yourself spells in here. I just cast Wish real quick.
I cast Fireball.
Anyway.
So, message to the party will go off.
And I will just inform you guys what I did the whole thing to see if I could comprehend. Pitch is a demonic creature, so when he speaks about giving his family privileges, he means breaking the seals on hell to let demons roam the earth. Just so everyone's on the same page with what he meant by that.
So yeah, freeing his family.
Oh, great. I messaged back, so we're not going to let that happen. Great.
Thank you for sharing that with everybody.
Thank you for sharing.
I wasn't sure how much our party knew versus younger.
Well, and it's also that, because of backstories and stuff. So, Valka, you offer this information. Pitch is just very simple. Speedline the process. We all get what we want.
I don't think so.
I look at him and say, I knew someone like you once. Someone who hid behind half-truth and twisted her words to make everyone do what she wanted. Do you want to know what happened to her? She lost all friends and all trust. The name Shadow Weaver holds no bearing in my world anymore. And so too, I think your name shall go down. Buzz off. Right.
Okay.
I would
You
like
could
to
have
do
had
an
your sword.
insight check.
Could have had anything.
Oh no, I'll get my sword.
Insight check?
And I don't believe it's at disadvantage right now.
Yes, because you have long
Okay.
rest. It's not
Yeah.
technically part of your long rest. This is almost like right before you wake up is what's happening.
So he said that he just needed one of us to basically get him a willing vessel. Meaning, it sounds like that means he cannot possess us unless he has our consent. Could I do an insight check to see how true that is?
Oh, please do so. Yes.
Okay. That's a 22.
I will say very good insight because it's that natural. He still might be able to force his way in, but there is a lot of ease if it's
I
a
see.
willing vessel, right?
So we have a chance to resist.
Yes. This is not something that he can just do. It's a fun fact. There are D&D stats for this and just kind of the base game. It is a possession type thing.
Okay.
If you said yes, it would be very easy, no difficulty. And that's why he's asking, because he doesn't want to risk grappling for your soul, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. Okay, good to
Hitch
know.
is going to then just simply start fading away. Just
I'm petty, because he's petty, and I take that in. I would like to use my firebolt with the moonlight thing that I've got on him just as he's fading, because I don't think it can do any actual damage to him.
not
Right.
in Dreamscape, it can't.
As he's fading away, I go, don't worry, I'll get my sword back,
Moon, and this is moonlight.
but not without causing blood along the way.
Moonlight on him, as you all awaken in your own rooms, drenched in a cold sweat, but very much rested still.
He's a butt.
All of you would, of course, waken up and can quickly convene to discuss what you just dreamt, as it is now early in the morning at the end of the first month. What would you guys like to talk about with that?
I'd share the information that I figured out about the possession.
Yep.
That's good. You know, not that he's wanting to steal the piece and take over, the fact that we have a chance to resist against whatever he
we have
does.
a chance to resist it.
There's a chance.
Hopefully, the fact that he's asking us means he doesn't already have an agent in the city, at least
Yeah.
one that's not very effective.
It also makes me concerned, though, that if he were to possess us, he would also have all the information that we have. Because that would also
Yeah,
make
can I-
sense for why he wants to possess one of us, rather than just a random person who has very little strength of mind.
That 22 insight plus that natural, unlike D&D possession of like, I just kind of have your
He
stats.
does
This
get
is
our
a
information.
demonic type possession of like, I would get everything in there. Like, I get to take a joyride for 24 hours.
So
or
he
longer.
does get our information.
Yeah.
But what do we know that he
Okay.
doesn't already know?
That's
Which means he wants one of us, which means can I make an insight check to see which one of us, or like, I guess what I'm trying to say. He said that it would be very hard to get into the city on his own, to a specific place. Can I make a religion check to see if that's any specific temple or person?
Indeed, you may. Go ahead and make me an insight check.
Oh, he's such a jerk.
It's rolling. Hold on. We're almost there. Dang it. Does anybody have proficiency in it?
My mic for you guys just turned off.
Oops.
Very good. I think it was. Give me like 2 seconds.
If anybody's got proficiency and wants to help me out, that'd be sick. If not, I got an 8.
It's got a little better. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. Ah! Where's the voice? Try talking real quick. Saying like a longer thing. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I.
Just start saying the ABCs.
Oh, got it. Sorry, that's on my end. Anyway, Adora, On an 8 insight, I will give you this.
I was gonna say, does anybody have and give me advantage of action?
I do not.
Dang.
What kind of check are you making?
Insight.
Let me check to see if I have proficiency in it. I do. I can give you advantage.
Oh, advantage. All right.
Right, rolling once more.
Once more to the breach. Okay. Interesting.
Almost there.
Adora.
Thinking about it.
Oh, jeez.
That's worse.
It's a 7.
Dang
7
it.
and 8.
I'll take the 8.
Adora, you don't know. There's a lot that it could mean why Pitch has a hard time entering it. It could be that, like, it'd be nice to have a body. It could be that, hey, maybe it's a Templar protection. It could be even just that very natural, I don't want to do the dirty work. You think it's very broad of, like, what is that goal? And again, kind of coming back to, he is very dishonest in his honesty. He's keeping a lot of ambiguity. But all of you
Could it
will
mean
wake
something
up.
else?
What was that?
Could it mean something inside of the palace?
It could be something in the palace. I mean, you guys are in the palace right now, but again, there is the matter, I think, now that you've been awake, talked it through. Right, last night we were interrogating the bee who gave us 2 days. This is the first day, and then the second. So it's that, like, level of, oh, right, a lot is still happening.
Before we move forward, I think I will point out that if Pitch is having trouble finding it, but he thinks that using our knowledge he could, that means that we do have the collective knowledge between us to find where the piece of the sword is.
Hey, Tice, shut up.
I thought that only meant
wait,
that
I'm making
he
an investigation
thought
there.
he knew.
Hey, Tice, shut up. Go away.
But I thought that would only mean that he thinks we know all the knowledge we
I
have.
like playing with dice.
Yeah.
He's smart.
I will say there is an important nugget in truth in that.
Okay.
Is you guys must know something that he doesn't.
Well, yes. In which case, we need to take another look at the frickin' book. Stupid thing.
All right. Yeah, so before heading off, what is the thought? Do you want to maybe as a party look at the book you have? Or is it, do you want to start going around talking to Kepson or other people here? What's the party vibe? Where do we want to start? Or even splitting up and, like, looking multiple places?
My vote is we should try and get more information from the book before we talk to Kepson. Just because if we can get any more information on Kepson, whether it's dirt because he is a bad guy, or if it's something that would help us realize, oh, he's actually innocent in this, we need to find the real perpetrator as well as ally ourselves with Kepson. Whatever the case may be, we need more information on what the situation is.
I say that's a great start. We should go glean what we can from the book, talk to Kepson himself, go to court and tell the queen, like, hey, so these bees want to, stab your kingdom, but they actually won't if we just take Kepson to the edge of the forest by tomorrow night.
Sacrifice!
That's better, like something like that.
Just sacrifice your advisor and everyone else is fine.
So we could, in a weird way, kind of tell the queen, we will protect Kepson to figure out what's going on. Like, if he's not guilty, you know what I mean?
What, Megan?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, if he is actually okay, then it's not still just sacrifice, it then becomes that, hey, courtiers, maybe we have a better chance at a persuasion check than just us in a back alley after beating up the
That is an excellent point.
I didn't want to push her like that, but it's like, yeah, we'll do the investigation, and then, if he is fine, we'll still just take and then negotiate.
Yep.
Alright.
So, book?
Yes, definitely book first.
Alrighty. Here's what we'll do. As a party, let us do a group history check as we dive into the tomes, and as well as, it's more than just reading the book, it's as you read the book thinking of information you know, maybe some other books you guys have, like little things, just to kind of like gain a bunch. Here we go.
This is going
I
to
used up all my-
suck.
13 for Shen. Valka, what'd you get?
6.
6. Nat 20 for the
18.
gingerbread man.
Nice.
18 for Minarith. And Adora will know in a second if we have a group success. 18!
18.
That is a group success with a nat 20.
Sweet.
The book you read is called Beings Most Evil. Beings Most Evil. Indeed, it talks about pitch and other aberrations. What you know also from Valka's, history check, what she kind of told you, you're realizing that this book is not completely accurate. As this book is labeling Pitch as a being of nightmare, aberration, different plane, it is falsely, or rather unknowingly falsely, saying that he is a being of nightmare and darkness, rather than what his true being would be, a demon, or some demonic fiend presence. Gingy, looking through this book, you are thinking back to your time with the Muffin Man, or as you were told by Gabriel, Uriel, this like being apparently that is very high powered, knowing things. Most of what you're finding, Gingy, is that Pitch is a creature that invades dreams. He is a dreamscape being that, while dangerous in person, that you could probably rightfully assume so, he is not a creature that can be dealt with in a dreamscape. He lives on nightmares in the subconscious. Like, what Minarith did was very nice, but it literally had less than zero effect. It was that, like, he kind of let it happen almost in a dark sense. What you find, though, as you are all reading, is that Pitch is a creature of deep, deep envy. More specifically, what I will say on the Nat 20 with other books you have, there has always been thoughts to what creatures exist on this plane of existence, of dragons, elementals, fae. There's a lot. There's never been any true records of two groups. One, of demons. Two, of angels. That this book, Beings Most Evil, denotes that these are, it's like, oh yeah, we live in a world of crazy magic, but there are things that are still fake, right? There are things that don't exist. But in gleaning this information, you as a party have put together, Pitch is a demon, but rather than being born, you think he was created. As Beings Most Evil kind of denotes what they got wrong, they did get right. Pitch was created somehow. And from what Pitch kind of told you, you might know a little bit of that backstory. Apparently, he was at one point given power by the moon, but chose a different path, for lack of a better term. On the Nat 20, I think the big important thing is this. In this book, there's a lot of info about Pitch, about things. Pitch is not alone, though, in this classification. What people call demons, you think is completely wrong, in the sense of these are merely just shadows, shades, aberrations, creatures brought in from other planes or created, more like monstrosities even, to have the title of demon, but they're really not.
Okay.
There are other creatures known as demons that exist that, as Valka can then fill in that subject, are locked away right now. They are sealed up somehow, and that we don't know what the difference is, because we've yet to see, in a recorded history sense, a demon. Pitch's sense, then, what you guys are also getting from this book in terms of your knowledge, Tice, or rather Shen, or rather Tice, was correct in the thought of he doesn't know a lot, but we have some sort of group knowledge. Indeed, having been in Ylvanor, whatever this creature has hidden there is something to this city and to Pitch that you realize what keeps Pitch out is the fact that if he showed up in broad daylight, this is a major kingdom. They would summon clerics, paladins, and he would get smote off the face of the earth. He's a powerful being, but he's not a god. That's really what Adora maybe missed in that insight check, or what you guys kind of naturally were thinking. What you guys know is you have free reign to explore. You can do a lot when you don't look like a shadow demon. There might be more to that still, but that's not kept within this book. I think that's the big stuff, though, that you guys are finding is, yes, this is a demon, or rather a mage demon, that is seeking to release true demons into the world. And he can't just get into the city, but that is your biggest advantage. You can go wherever you need to.
Well, good.
Not trying to metagame, but does anybody have locate object?
Has anyone what?
Locate object.
I do
Locate
not.
object.
Don't think... Minerick doesn't. Don't think Gingy has it.
I have identify, but that's it.
Identify's nice, but yeah, it's more for when you have an object, not when you need to find it. What I would then
Is
say
there a way
is-
to learn that spell for our spellcasters? Is there a way to learn it? Like, is there a Royal Scroll Library or anything? Because that's not a high-powered spell.
Actually,
You could try to talk to the queen about it again, because you already did have those later plans of the day of this
Yeah.
is kind of what we're calling the morning of, like, spending a couple hours in our rooms, like, together looking at the book. You could start spending closer to noon to afternoon talking to the queen or advisors, like, hey, could we ask this in a diplomatic sense of, do you have someone with it, do you have ways to learn it, stuff like that.
Speaking of us doing research, you'll have to remind me from our last session. Did we like definitively get everything we could get out of the logbook, or like can we do more checks on that and be like, oh, are there hidden messages also that we didn't see there?
I will let you know, unless you try something wild, you've probably gotten everything out of the logbook.
No, that's all we're talking about.
Okay, yeah, I was like,
Would casting identify on it count as something wild?
oh,
do you want to cast Identify on it?
heck, why
it might
not?
Be a waste. It
It might be a
total
waste.
If
It
it's a
could-
waste, oh well.
Do you want to?
Yes, I do.
You cast Identify on the logbook.
It didn't keep my spell. Oh, there it is.
This is a logbook of Yennefer Elkhorn about her trades with a man named Kepson for purposes of trading in honey and money.
Now, my question is, does it have any magic?
It does not have any magic, unfortunately.
Okay.
Because that is why you think maybe people didn't find it. It's easy. Again, locate object's great, or detect magic. It's great when you know something's magic. So easy to find. It was kept so hidden because it's just paper, in a good sense, I should say. Well, paper and a little bit of leather to find it.
Dang.
Are you guys ready to start acting more diplomatically to people yet?
I just have one question for the party
Yeah.
about our plan. Are we going directly to Kepson? Because I can see that going very badly in a variety of ways.
Yeah.
Like if we just went to him in some side room and asked the wrong questions, and if he is guilty, and then like we fight him off, and then suddenly we're the ones who like
Killed
tried to
an
assassinate the
advisor.
queen's advisor. Like I see this going badly for us in a number of ways if we directly confront him.
I don't want a repeat of
do that.
the beat last night, of almost setting up an entire war, you know?
So like.
I'm
Would
in
it be more
favor.
diplomatic to like go to the queen with more of like the full situation of like, hey, there are these bees that are like demanding your advisors head on a plate. Like, can you help us figure out how to not let your kingdom go to war? Like,
So it might be a good idea to try and get a private audience with the
like
queen.
trying to not accuse anyone of anything, but just being like, hey, we've been like approached by these aposoids. Do you know what's up with these random crazy neighbors of your kingdom? Like.
So maybe we seek an audience with the queen without her advisors. Like she can have her king, she She can have her guards, however many she wants, but maybe without the advisors. Because we also don't want to single Kepson out, because if he is bad, that might alert him, crap, I'm caught, time to go. So, oh, hello, kitty. Shen, do you think you can pull that off, that kind of request?
Wow.
No, I do think talking with the queen and getting her kind of informed of the situation can help out. Because then even if Kepson does run, then he's on the land not only from the bees and from Ylvanor.
Yeah.
And so that could...
This is why you meet people in public places.
And we have the logbook, right? We can be like, here is, like, how do I phrase it? Like, here's all the evidence we could find of, like, yeah.
I have a question that this may be something that you are being a jerk and you're being glaringly obvious. Does Kepson have any particular meaning in any of our collective languages?
No, I think it is.
Okay.
While clever,
So
Kepson, you think is that, like,
son of Kep kind of name.
son of Kep.
Okay, cool.
It really is that, like, someone who used to keep things. It's the Kep son. Like, yeah,
Cool.
a
Just
last
making
name
sure.
kind of
Because that would have been obnoxious.
that would have been hilarious.
It is also
Kepson means
possible-
murderer. No, yeah, right.
It is
Like,
also possible it isn't the dude's real name, right? If he just
Yeah.
gave this name to the bees
Which
and
is
the Yennefer.
part of the reason why I wanted to know
Like,
if there's any
if
meaning.
he was a well enough known advisor by name, then the name Kepson would have probably gotten stuff when we asked around, like, with
Actually,
things and
yeah.
everything. So it's probably a fake name that he gave to the bees. But then, like, again, how well known is he to the people? Because, like, then would Yennefer have known who he was? Like,
I
lots of
mean,
questions.
and again, it comes back to, but would Yennefer want to tell people, or was this even a secret?
And again, there was like a full second or third party, like multiple people were again, we found like blood splatters, but also the bees, like, and so we don't know who the other party was that killed her still, like, we just have lots of questions.
Yes. In which case, I will say, Shen, could you give me a persuasion check? It's a much lower DC, but you do want to invite an audience with Queen Rayhen.
I'll give you an advantage.
Got an advantage. And of course, you are trying to get the audience with just her, maybe her guards and king, just no advisors, but in that very broad sense.
No, we definitely want the guards and king because we don't want something bad to happen to the queen and we're blamed for murdering the queen.
Which would be hilarious.
No.
Flashbacks to the Great Wall of China, long live the king.
Yeah.
Adam, no! Shen kills the queen. Wow.
My
if I had a
gosh.
nickel.
Well, we know that Pitch can possess people.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, so no.
Here we go. Shen, on a 19, it is not hard at all, thankfully, to find a guard and to try to get a audience. In fact, it is a good time because you've gotten this early enough in noon before it opens up to the more open court in the evening. As you talk through with some of the guards here, eventually you will be greeted, of course, by there we go. The captain of the guard will help lead you in as Aaron kind of escorts you, and I will say the full party, but of course, Shen, you are definitely in front. Queen Rayhen, dressed much differently today, no longer in the armored garments. You see she is wearing just a more simple, like very Nordic fur, large overrobe. Her crown's still adorned. She has a couple rings on. But you see, at this point, she's talking, and she's got a couple, like, more scholars. It looks around with different scrolls or books that, as she sees, Ambassador Shen of China, please come in. As she kind of waves a hand, the others bow and leave. She'll walk up to you, Shen. I apologized last night if I was in any way cruel or mean to your group for your proposition. I do hope you understand why I cannot risk Ylvanor's safety for another kingdom at this current time.
Okay. Of course. Queen Rayhen, there is a situation that I think you need to be made aware of. Yesterday, as we were out through the town in the evening, we were assaulted by a few apizoids.
Should make a history check. Because technically she should know. Yeah. Are you referring to the insect people of the Black Forest?
I am.
This is...
There was an incident not too long ago with the keeper of the snowball, Yennefer. It seems that she was important to the bees, and they have nearly declared war on your kingdom. Narrowly avoided, I will say, by the efforts of me and my party. However, they are looking for a particular person who we have reason to suspect might be one of your advisors. Seer, could you please show us the
Minor illusion.
Minor illusions. You see, Queen Rayhan looks immediately troubled.
I would also like to offer her the logbook and say, we have not been introduced to him, but the bees seem to know him by the name of Kepson, and I'll offer her the logbook so she can see, like...
She will look at this. As you see, she kind of stops. A war with the Apizoids would be quite dire, as our peoples have been quite neutral for some time. I was not aware they had even entered the city.
Bring out the stinger so that she can see
would
that
you
there's
have the
proof.
stinger with you?
I mean, she did grab it last night, so we know she has it.
Yeah, I mean, you could use the stinger.
Or I guess Tice grabbed
Yeah,
it.
Tyson.
Showing all this... What you are saying is that Kasich Kepson, one of my most trusted advisors for the past decade, is working in some way to murder a woman from a popular inn, which
Not
might
what we're
incite a war with the Apizoids.
We're not saying he murdered. I'm gonna message this to Tice because it'll be better coming from Shen. But we're not saying he murdered her. We're saying that he was involved with her shortly, very shortly before or at the time of death.
Yes, it is troubling to have such behavior from inside your court, but we might be able to appease you in saying that he was only involved with her for a short while before her death, and it's likely that he was not the one to kill her.
Can I pitch in real quick?
Yeah, I don't know.
Basically, Dora's gonna go on our honor. We will bring him back. If he is innocent. I mean, and this is where the Dora kind of goes back in and like stuttering and muttering, like, Shen, take over. I'm sorry. I was trying to help.
You see, Queen Rayhan is... These are very serious accusations, Ambassador. And you are a fresh guest in my court. But I am not blind to... And you see, she holds up the logbook and the sticker. To proof. I simply then will ask you this. Kasich must be interrogated. Would you mind speaking with him and returning to me based on what you find? I do not like the idea, though, of shifting immediate blame or outright accusations.
Yes, we can.
Of course, we will speak with him.
Can we speak with him with her behind the mirror that is actually a window?
I will say, she's going to just kind of give you just... You can find me at my chambers this evening, all of you, after you've talked with Kasich. I do know he is currently meeting with some of the guards for a routine inspection, but should be free within the next hour. She will ask... no, I think she will give back the logbook and the stinger. She's not going to hold it.
I will request something before she goes. May we have a letter from your hand giving us permission to question him so that he does not...
I do not mean to question him.
Okay.
Are you, any of you, mages?
Yes, I am.
Do you have access to spells that would provide greater insight than words would?
Does our cleric have Zone of Truth?
I am not a cleric.
I would say it's
Hey,
not just
cleric.
zone of
That's the
well,
person I
zone
think
of truth or
Okay,
other.
cleric.
Do you
maybe
have
detect
spells
thoughts.
detect thoughts? Like it is that natural. Like,
didn't-
hey, you're an adventuring party. Do you guys have spells that could do it? Like, she's not asking the outright question.
Do you have a library that I might browse for such a spell?
She will have to check that, because they do have stuff that maybe.
Because dang, if I can get detect thoughts, that'd be nice.
Don't have. Yeah, here we go. I will say this. Let's
Okay,
see
my
if she
other
has it.
Okay.
Because it's that detect thoughts or zone of truth would be the big stuff, right?
Oh, I do have detect thoughts.
You do have detect
I
thoughts.
forgot.
That is kind of what she's.
Spell was on her character sheet
Good.
all
Because I was gonna say it
along.
would have
Yeah,
been a
I
wild luck check. She's kind of just that. I do not wish for you to question openly,
Okay.
because that would be an insult to a man who has been a friend to our family for many years.
And
But I do not want to be wrong.
understood.
She is going to again excuse herself then, because she has a lot of dues to perform as the queen. As you all will exit, again being escorted out, I will say we can start moving just directly to Kasich. Kasich Kepson is outside in the southernmost part of the chariot's wheel with the guards.
Really quick, how do you spell Kasich?
Oh, I was about to send it to the Discord. My bad. I'm like, I have it ready. Kasich Kepson.
I see. Thank you.
Kasich, of course, you see, has again that very thicker hair, not very long, but not terribly close cut. That thick beard. Again, as he is outside today, the wind is whipping with that slight snowfall. As you all approach, Kasich, you see, is with just a couple other guards, and you actually see he's about to be joined by Aaron, the captain of the guard. Kasich will see you approach and kind of like give a smile and wave you down. As you approach, just hello, ambassadors from China. What brings you, of course, to this part of the wheel?
As a side note to my party, we've talked before that, like, as a cover, best cover is a door as a fighter and wants to learn the ways of this land. Like, because you know how every place has a different fighting style?
Gotcha.
I have a quick
What do we
question,
think?
like real world question to people. Is China a place that has a decent bee population?
Yeah, Shen, you've never seen a bee in China.
Shoot. Well, Mr. Kasich, we were hoping to perhaps boost the morale of our soldiers and our citizenry, as unfortunately we were not able to establish a alliance with your armies. And so we were hoping to maybe instead import some goods that are not available to our people in China. We have heard many good things about the mead in this area. Do you have any ideas for where we could get some good quality mead, or even just honey?
That was clever. And are you casting detect thoughts?
Yes!
Here's what will happen. He will direct, not that he's not talking to you, he is going to center this more to Shen. Just that, like, obviously Shen is the peacock,
Yep.
very obviously from China. Like, not that he doesn't think you
No,
guys
that's
could
fine.
be. It's that making sure, like, everything I say in a very respectful political manner. I will let you know, I do need a group deception. Not that you're lying, he is making an insight check off of what you're asking.
That is fine. And I am casting detect thoughts on here to
You're
keep
casting
track.
detect thoughts. What's the save he has to make?
That's
He
a
has to
nat
make
20.
Oh my
15.
Gosh, alright, 15. Did he fail? Wait, wisdom save? or charisma save.
I'm looking right now. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Wisdom save.
That's only a 14. I rolled a nat 13.
Okay, I'm
So here we
gonna
go.
roll
Gingy
deception
did get a 6. Gingy is a suspicious little cookie.
I got a 16.
Like with Pinocchio, I cannot tell a lie.
Just can't tell why. 16, 15, 18, nat 20, Valka. 6.
Dang.
Gingy, you're horrifyingly suspicious. This man is onto you. Like, you feel like
It's
the
a
beads
cookie,
of
though.
frosting running down your face. Like, oh, yeah, I mean, yeah.
And this does last for a full minute, so it's not even just in that moment.
Here's what's wild. Detect thoughts, you will learn the surface thoughts. You say mead, immediately the surface thought, what do they know? That's like an immediate, I mean, that's how people's
Yep.
mind work. What do you
No,
mean?
that makes sense.
Because he
That's
failed,
not suspicious at all.
I'm not suspicious at all. You can also delve deeper, probe deeper.
Only if I probe deeper does it need to make that wisdom
Well, that
saving
was the
throw.
same. I mean, actually, you got
So
that
that's-
stuff for free.
So that's
failed.
me probing deeper then?
Yeah. He
Oh!
failed. That was a free
Yes.
thought. There's no check for getting surface thoughts, which is busted for
So,
detect thoughts.
probing deeper, he failed the check. What do I get?
I'm going to start with what he would say to Shen.
That is fair.
Queen Rayhan is right, Ambassador Shen. I have lived in Ylvanor for quite some time, and do see the truth in keeping good relations. I do not think, though, China is lost. My sources tell me that they are in a good place, of course. I would, curious though, Ambassador, some of the thoughts I will start giving you, some of his deeper thoughts, you start gleaning. He talked with people last night of, hey, go pull up any record of Shen and China. He did a Google search for it. And I would see, are you not currently in line for emperorship, Shen? I'm just so grateful you would come to us in this hour. Kind of pull it, you see, not in like a
keep it cool, keep it
scandalous
cool.
way. He is playing a political card of, I heard you're technically the emperor, so to speak, or will be one day. And so he kind of pulls that. But I could say there is much to be found here. It's not a good season, though, for mead. We do have a fine wine selection, Ylvanor, if that's what you mean to speak of for your armies.
Now.
He diverts the question. You probe into mead. Follow, what do they know? You're going to see a lot.
Yes.
You
guys.
see Kepson met Yennefer Elkhorn many years ago. Back when he was simply a page in the court, you know, running around, still very close with the queen. I mean, that's kind of how he got his position. He met Yennefer. Specifically, he caught Yennefer in a rather unfortunate act with a bee.
Oh.
But he decided to keep quiet about it. Over the years, you see him talking with Yennefer, with the bee, in terms
Is
of then
this
creating
Bartholomew?
with, you could assume, Bartholomew Benjamin Benson, to help create this little system. Honey of an apisoid is the most divine ever. Nothing can beat it. It is the purest, like, if we're talking like drug level, pure, not cut with anything.
So it's like, yes, obviously there are real bees and real honey, but apisoid honey is like,
Well,
why
because
on the next
insecto,
level?
imagine an insect making honey, but with the forethought to, we're gonna make it good.
Basically, it's the kind of honey that Gordon Ramsay would want.
Exactly. No, like high. And so, working with Yennefer, keeping up this subtle ruse. Unfortunately, after about a year or so, Yennefer's husband did find out about the affair, and her now
I would be angry
ex-husband
too.
left. But she decided to, of course, make it on her own, selling the finest quality mead. The snowball became huge, and Kepson decided to be a runner. You're realizing throughout his life, Kepson was this page, a runner, a messenger for the kingdom, and has started in with, like, oh, I'm gonna start with just like royal stuff, helping people along, to as he leveled up in court, he is now an ambassador himself to other major nations and cities. It is his job to go out. That's why he could go off to a secret
But he's
tunnel
also
in the
a
woods.
smuggler.
He would smuggle the honey back, and not just honey. You see, she didn't mark this down. Yennefer only marked down the honey. he would also bring back good shit. Like, the snowball was he would get the fine quality because he got an investment out of it, right? That, like, hey, I'm getting paid off this. This is a great, like, sub opportunity for me. Over the years, though, you see his, not alliance change, but you see thoughts creep into his mind, and you see, as he goes off as ambassador, questions of, you're so popular, we don't even know the queen and her husband. We know you. We really like you, Cassick. You're an amazing person. We would and you see those thoughts forming of, he was no longer than an ambassador, he was a liaison, right? That I am now a complete intermediary where, not in big ways, but he wouldn't always say what the queen wanted, right? He would, like, take the information, but then he would make it his own. Like, but this is how we feel.
People assumed that he spoke for the queen.
Exactly. To the point of, you realize most major nations are in accordance with him. Like, in terms of looking at a world map, there are
He has
many...
connections everywhere.
He has connections in Far, Far Away, in Syracuse, and in China, but not to you, Shen, as indeed some of his stuff is why he looked into Shen. This is not the ambassador from Kepa, this is Lord Shen, so he is very interested in who is this peacock that showed up with the right credentials that I didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
The key thing you see, though, you see Kepson one day is coming back. It's snowing outside. He is in the tunnel, bringing honey in. He is meeting with Yennefer, and you see this very much as that, like, flashes of pictures. As he's talking,
I'm about to witness a
you
murder.
see a form of sending comes to him. A little message appears that he doesn't notice. This note appear. Yennefer grabs it for him, looks down, and looks shocked. Kepson starts making apologies, everything. Yennefer walks away. You see Kepson walk, double back, and murder Yennefer in her shop.
Because she found out about...
As when he reads the note, this is a note from the King of Syracuse, Proteus, to Kepson, relaying Syracuse has just finished its advances on the major 12 kingdoms of the Mediterranean. Syracuse is one unified nation of the Mediterranean. How weak is Ylvanor? And Kepson said, ripe for the taking. Proteus had sent back then this message, kind of in that very, like, text message way of just kind of, I'm going to write something now under, send it back.
He's bad.
Basically of, on your timing, I will ready my ships and men, we'll sail northward, and we'll invade when you give us the go-to. Yennefer saw this and was murdered for it. Indeed, she was a completely innocent person who, yes, she cheated on her husband with a bee, but got involved with the wrong people.
Okay, I'm going to be relaying this using message,
Just
and
nobody
then
react.
I'm going to say I'm
You
going to
already
go
made the
to the
deception.
queen immediately because he just might pull some crap, and if I can get to the queen and relay all of this before he tries to just murder all of us or accuse all of us, great. So I'm gonna misty step away.
Okay, if you misty step, that looks so
Oh, wait,
sus.
before you do that, hold on.
The thing is, the spell says that whatever the result of what I get is, within a minute he knows that I've cast the text thoughts
You
on
got
it.
1
Yeah,
minute.
I was reading through it, and I'm like, crap.
Yeah,
So,
good job reading through it, because I was going to pull that
yep,
up.
so guys, I'm gonna go to the queen and try to get to her before he can. Or he can get a message.
Side note.
Kasich immediately, I will get you in a door, no worries, but because this
And I'm
happened,
using full dash to
Kasich
get
just,
to her.
did your mage, again to you, Shen, is your mage off on a task for you?
Yes.
Can I do like a kind of a side work I'm trying to say? You know, when like the sidekick, like the armored guard mutters some like mages and running around everywhere, and try and make like a persuasion check to calm his nerves or like something?
You'll be offering advantage to Shen.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not like, mages, am I right?
Mages, am I
Is
right?
that, Shen, you can make me a persuasion check or to whatever extent, because he is that like, oh, did your mage have some? I'm so sorry. And very still polite in that like, oh, I don't want to hold you up if like you're doing stuff.
She is my seer.
Go for her.
Yeah, let's see the roll and we'll craft it around that narrative. 15.
Was that with advantage?
Yes, it was.
And Gingy,
Yep.
do you want to get the bless?
What?
Do you want to bless? I will say, Gingy, in this moment, because it's getting, you can bless however many people you want. We won't go like, obviously, tell me who you want to bless, because this might become important here.
Can you bless me?
Level 2 and bless
Right
everybody.
before I go.
Level 2 bless, yeah, it's, well, because again, Minarith tells you all like, hey guys, hold up, immediate stuff. That is a 18. I rolled a nat 2 for his insight. He's gonna believe you of like, oh, of course, like if you need to send your help out.
Yeah, I have a
everyone's got
question.
bless. Yes.
Does this guy have a long sword or a great sword at his side?
He does have a great sword on his back. He is, again, he's not like the general. I mean, that's usually the captain of the guard. But it's like, that's one of his responsibilities. You think of like, I go here and help them.
Okay, I'm gonna, if it goes south and he goes for it, I'm gonna try and steal a sword.
You're just gonna like,
I'm just gonna
grab
yoink it.
You're gonna yoink it.
Yeah, try and go for it first.
Held action to grab. But you see,
Basically held action of, I'm gonna disarm
I
you.
need an athletics check, Minarith, to just sprint to the queen.
Okay.
This is gonna be funny.
But she's also blessed before.
Yes, I
You
am.
do have a bless, of course. Everyone's got bless.
Thank you, Becca.
Thank you so much, Becca. That is clutch right now.
That's a nat 13 plus 14. Not plus 14. For a total of 14 plus my d4. So a total of 15 with a nat 13.
With a nat 13, I'll give you this. The queen is probably in. She's not in the throne because again, she left the throne room like, hey, just come find me tonight. Last you would think is like she's probably gone off to a different room, different area, talking to different people.
Okay.
On the way, you think it's like, I will give you this. You see the king, King Wolfric, entering into the throne room, and think I could get the king consort. He is just the king consort. Not that that's not a good thing. Do you go for him because you know he's in the throne room? You see him and his, like, I don't want to say entourage, but, you know, the advisors, people with him. Or take your quote-unquote luck and just go find the queen.
I'm going to try and find the queen because I don't know if I can
Okay.
trust the king. What I
That's
am
fair.
going to do is I would like to, as soon as I'm out of sight of anyone, I would like to cast Alter Cell so I look like a guard.
That's so
So
smart.
smart. Phew.
Do I get a
As-
point of inspiration?
I will give a
She
point of
deserves
instruction.
it, yeah.
There's no way, no one knows
You've
who you
done
are.
so much cool stuff in the last 10
That's
minutes.
so
Lonnie. Oh my
smart.
gosh.
These have been insane. I
I'm
have
so
to put on
scared.
some tense music. It's not happy, it's tense right now.
You are
I
doing
know.
so well.
Here we go. The
It's nice when
rounds
you're
are
not exhausted.
passing. We are going to do this in a 10-round format. I've never really been so meticulous because Shen, Kasich talking to you. I do believe, though, Your Highness, is that appropriate?
It is.
I believe that we should open more relationships with our Eastern brethren. I mean, what do we really know? We should have, and you see Shen, kind of like Minor, he's doing what he's done for the past few years. He's getting on your side. I think we do need to look at, though, future help. Not right now. Your nation is as important as Ylvanor. I mean, why else would you have come here? Off of what he knows, Minarith.
Mm-hmm.
It will take you 3 rounds to get to the queen. Dashing everything. Again, that, like,
That's fine.
dashing in. 3 rounds in. You barge in. The queen is sitting there. She has 2 attendants and a ambassador you think is from, like, one of the much more southern countries of the world. Like, very beautiful tan, darkened skin. Almost what we would call, like, that beautiful, like, ebony type. But you see, they barge immediately the queen. What is this interruption?
Urgent message from the Chinese diplomats.
Yes, of course. What is the message?
Privacy.
Give me a persuasion check. You are just a guard right now. It's very helpful for other things, but this is that, like, you're a guard. Like, you're actually, can I talk to you alone?
I'm blessed.
But you're
I
blessed.
am blessed.
You're blessed.
Oh, that's a 23 plus bless.
She would just...
That is a 26.
Excuse me. It's gonna take that round of people
No,
have to
that's
file
fine.
out. They're not moving fast. Like, all right,
That's fine.
We'll talk later. So 4 rounds. People will leave.
Oh my
Kasich,
gosh.
Shen is talking to you. Kazich's talking to Shen. I think, and you see at this point again. I'm not going to tell you at what round will have been the minute.
No, that's fine.
If
But
we
can the rest
open,
of us he's not directly talking to be making like insight checks and stuff?
Ooh.
If he's really only engaging Shen in conversation?
I will say it's passive insight, unfortunately. Because a lot of his stuff is actually very good at deception. You're not going to make it without nat 20s. That's why I'm not going to let you roll for it. He is very good at lying.
Because you know one of us, Al, will roll a nat 20.
Well, exactly. But it's more of that, like, it's not like it's an impossibility. I'm saying it's actually more, like, easier and, like, fair to say, like, I'll let you know once it actually will become applicable, once he does something.
That's fair.
Shen, Kasich says, I have only ever ventured as far as some of the Mongolian nations up to the north, but I would say I do have some free time. Do you know when you're leaving back for China? Do you expect to stay long here?
I'm away for a short trip. I couldn't say exactly when I will be returning, but I will be.
Yes,
Yep.
you see, I think we should plan something though.
Oh, crap.
I can make time and come with you to China. I should do my duties to learn of your nation so that we can have better diplomacy. You talk to the great people are out.
I am Minarith. I am the mage of Shen. I have cast Alter Self so that I would not be caught by Kasich Kepson. He is a traitor to the crown. He has been messaging with King Proteus of Syracuse. He is planning to betray your kingdom.
I need
And I will drop so that I'm
persuasion
Minarith.
with advantage because you have the truth on your side, you have the facts, you have the evidence.
Whoa.
Persuasion with advantage.
And
This
bless.
is the big one.
Aw, frick, that's not great.
And bless, of course.
Okay, that's a 17 plus bless.
17
oh,
plus
please.
bless.
That's a 19!
A 19.
I don't think that's gonna beat the DC. I want to do inspiration.
Point of inspiration, go ahead and roll.
Oh, frick. Ah. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared.
Good. This is good.
That's garbage. Okay, 19.
A 19
And I'm out of
total.
inspiration.
This is
I'm
not
coming
a
with
DC,
enough.
this is a roll. She is going to insight you. You just don't want her to be 19 because she'll overthink it. So
I have a very honest face.
honest face.
Well, Lonnie does. I don't know.
What'd you roll?
The queen looks at you. If she believes you, she will immediately summon guards and alarm. And quote unquote, people will be there within 3 rounds. They have pretty good turnaround here. I mean,
Be here in the throne room
Or
or
excuse
where
me,
he is?
where he
Kepson.
is.
Okay.
if she doesn't believe you, it's gonna happen next round of what's going on. Like, nope, guards come in. Like, we're not talking solo.
I will keep my hands off my weapons.
Kepson is sitting here after 5 rounds. Shen. Kepson stops.
Have action. Have action. Is he going to...
I need insight checks from everyone. Insight checks to Adora.
And we're all blessed.
You're all blessed. Everyone's blessed in this house.
Bless up.
Here we go.
18, since 20.
Synth 20 from Shen. Oh, 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 oh. Gingy, that's a 19, let alone bless. Valka, what'd you get?
12.
12. Gingy and Shen. And Adora, 21. All of you...
Not yet.
Oh,
I might
yeah,
do 4.
because all the blesses. Man, that bless is coming in clutch.
You know, I was expecting a really dirty
23.
advisor. I was not expecting treason.
I was not expecting it to be that big either, yeah.
Same.
Yeah, no one gets killed for honey, guys.
Yeah. Well, we knew it wasn't
I
honey.
know,
Well,
that's
we
it.
were thinking more small-scale conspiracies.
Alright.
I mean,
not
if it's pure stuff, I
23.
mean...
even like assassination coup, not full-scale other their army
I
and
will
me.
let you know, Adora is the only one that beat it on a 23.
Good job, Adora.
Because it was a 22. My guy rolls
Wow.
insanely well. As you see
I go first
Adora,
one.
you see in his eye
The soldier's instinct.
the realization
just-
someone was in his mind. His eye flickers for a moment. I do not mean to hold you up, Ambassador Shen. I apologize. Please, find me in my quarters this evening. I would love to continue our conversation. He is
Captain.
about to bow. You see he turns, and I will say this very carefully. He is leaving attack of opportunity range as he's about to walk away.
Just grab
Sword,
hold of it.
sword,
Do not attack,
sword.
just grab
Adora,
it.
give me that sleight of hand with advantage.
doing
Take hold action to just take the sword.
Yoink.
Mine?
Captain,
Mine now?
Uh.
Because also it's a little bit of Adora's like, I don't have a sword anymore, and with the last bug battle, I realized we need a sword.
Yes, and Shen, what were you going to say to Captain?
Captain, war is coming. You will need to convince the Queen. There are enemies closer than she realizes.
Adora, sleight of hand 10 doesn't make it. Oh wait, no, but you have advantage. Because you were holding
I have
action.
advantage.
Well, advantage
Sorry.
because you
Hold on.
held action and succeeded on the insight. You realized what he's about to do.
And she's blessed.
And you're blessed. So go ahead and roll a d4
Come
as well.
on.
We'll start that roll.
Come on, dice.
Yeah, here we go. So tense. This is getting insane here.
19.
Oh, you punk. Beating his passive 17.
Passive 17.
He's got a passive
really
17.
good.
That's
I
insanely
know.
good.
It's
This
not like Dumbo good, but it's good.
It's very good. He is very good.
It's not
Adora, you
elephant
pull
god good.
and just kind of put it behind Shen. Kazakh turns around. War is everywhere, Ambassador. That's why we're so blessed to live in Ylvanor, where war is not here.
There is no war. Sorry.
As
There's
he
no more
walks
about
away, seconds pass. 5, 10, 15. And as he is almost at the entrance to, you see, to like barracks where he could start hiding, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Dun,
Hell yeah!
dun.
Ylvanor has a
On a
good queen.
DC 17 from what she rolled, Minarith succeeded. The queen immediately called out to other guards. The second the alarm bell, this man whips around for his sword on his back,
Yes!
does not have it. And within moments you hear, "Restrain him! Restrain Kasich! Restrain!" Immediately, this dude runs and in a full Hawaii Five-0-esque police chase is running down, but did not get far enough away. Nothing was revealed before he can escape the city. Is boom into the hard dirt and snow, face pressed as Aaron, the captain of the guard, is manacling him.
Aaron, yes.
You all see Queen Rayhan approaching in fury.
Can I come
Her
with
fur just whipping in the wind behind her. Minarith, you are
And
having
I
to
kind of like hold up the
quick
sword,
step.
like I took this from him, but I kind of want it. You know, in that respectful like guard of here's his sword, I took it from him.
Smart.
But like that
It's a
shaky
very political
hesitant.
move of like, here's your sword. Queen Rayhan, without breaking a beat, whips the sword out of your hand, Adora, and keeps walking, and just up under Kazakh's chin.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
You would take over a decade of hospitality, friendship, and familiar trust and trade it for what? Glory? Gain? No. She whips, and a mark is cut across from cheekbone to chin. Take him to the prisons. We will discuss your sentence. As she turns, immediately Kasich is led away, and you see the true murder in his eyes at Minarith. I think Alterself is gone now.
Oh, yeah, it's gone. I
Alterself
dropped it.
Gone. Everything. he looks at all of you, just murder in his eyes. As this man went from having everything in the world to nothing within a day.
Come up here!
Buddy, if you mess around, you're gonna find out.
As she
We
turns...
did in our first conversation with the queen make clear that, like, the bees wanted it,
Yes.
right?
Yes, the bees
Okay.
want... Well, that's why she's like, we will
Yeah.
decide this at, like, we'll
Just
start...
making sure that, like, was
She turns out...
I'd like to use my one F-bomb ever and find out.
What's the one F-bomb to keep it PG-13? No.
I said F around, so we're...
Oh, just F around. You see, though, Queen Rayhan will stop, takes the sword. She doesn't give it to you, Adora. She kind of just, like, slams it one-handed back into the... Again, all of you are realizing she's a fighter. She knows how to wield a great sword easily. Poof! Slams it into the ground. You've earned a place of trust in my circle. Know that because of the deception this day, my trust is thin. But you all have a place in my court for as ever long you need it. We have much to discuss. And she whips away back into the court.
Ooh.
I will say this, not a lot else can happen today for good reason.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so many guards are tripled, people are, everyone's talking. At one point, you do see that the captain of the guard, Aaron, son of Phantom, does thank you guys. This has been a great service, but we have much, and kind of like asks you to go to your rooms, not in a bad way, but like, we'll come get you, like, just go take a moment.
I will offer to the captain of the guard.
Before we
if
do...
the queen has a mage who can cast Zone of Truth or detect thoughts, they are welcome to interrogate me.
Oh, it's more than that. Like, they will get witness statements.
Cool.
It's most of their mages, though, are going down to keep this dude under wraps.
That
right
is fair.
Adora, what did you have?
Before the captain of the guard goes, Adora's kind of, you know, that half bow, not like full bow to the queen, but like that half bow of, thank you, sir. I would like to ask if you have any long swords for sale, as I lost mine on my journey here.
You see
And I would
Queen
like to
Rayhan
mount
just,
it. Anything.
she nods to the sword on the ground. It is yours to keep.
I will give it honor again. And I take that wipe off the blood.
Go ahead, add a +1 great sword to your
Nice!
He has a +1 great sword. +1
got
great sword.
good
And I
stuff.
will let you
It's
say, I won't tell
smuggling
you its name. You get to rename it. He had named it something.
That's awesome.
Doesn't matter. He named it.
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
a
He
neighbor.
named it. He's in jail. Holy cow. Indeed, though, you guys are asked, like, stay in your rooms. We'll come get you. We'll come talk to you. And that is what most of the day becomes of, like, we need full statements. Where were you at the inn? Where were you with Kepson? Where, and, like, again, you don't even have to lie about anything. You guys technically, the only lie you broke is, yeah, you shouldn't have snuck into the snowball, but, like, that so outweighs the, like, you completely saved this kingdom
From
a,
2 wars.
from 2 wars in one day.
Suck it, bitch!
Suck it, bitch! As you are all then, after some time, it is late in the evening. It is 10 p.m. Everything's late. Aaron, son of Phantom, raps on the door. Queen Rayhan and King Wulfric will see you and will help lead you back to the throne room. Inside...
Is that at the night or the next day?
This is night. This is before bed. It's like, and
Okay.
you can assume, like, even though it's super late, you think you get the distinct impression of they want to talk even though it's so
No,
late.
that's totally fine.
Queen Rayhan has changed. She's no longer in her fur. She's in a much simpler, what we would consider like blouse, pants, armor everywhere. Like almost the, like kind of what you saw the first time you met her, but instead of a dress, it's that like very practical, like I need to move. Wulfric is very much the same, and you see his eyes are bloodshot as if he's been crying, but he looks angry.
Oh.
You enter in. They both turn to you, and Queen Rayhan kind of gestures. She has set out some seats at a rather like octagonal table, and just said, "Please, let us sit. I would like to know more about you." As you sit, Wulfric stops, is going to take each of you in a hard arm grasp, including you, Gingy. Almost breaks you. But it just, you have shown me much from my traitorous friend. I will die for any of you, should you need it. As fun fact, it would have been so much harder to convince Wolfric this is his lifelong friend.
Oh,
You
thank
chose
You
heaven.
chose very
Oh
strong.
my gosh.
As I tried to be like, it's a
So lucky.
technical possibility, but it would have been much worse because it's not like,
Glad I'm
no,
Alex would have gotten
I
me with
don't
that.
know
I'm so
you.
glad
I-
he didn't get you.
right,
Oh gosh.
Gingy, yeah.
So, I just thought of this. Could I somehow, like, not channel divinity, but, like, say a little prayer and, like, make an insight on, or a religion on what food vibe am I getting from this
What
person?
food vibe? What's
What
his
food
favorite snack?
I will give you this actually a little bit
God,
passively.
goodness.
He's very ungood. You would have
Stew.
advantage anyway. Wolfric is a man, you can tell, hearty root veg, meats, and cheeses. He is what we would consider that Viking Nordic man of like, he deals in, not fine foods, but of like, things to make sure I keep my energy and substance up. Like, what we call that traditional Sunday roast of like, it's meat,
So maybe just
potatoes,
bread.
asparagus, and like, I almost said Asperger's, asparagus and cheese. I couldn't tell you why, but I had to catch myself. But you see, like, he is very much a hearty man who, but you can, that's what I'm saying, it's a passive thing. He's so vulnerable right now. He's had a bad day, but for all the right reasons. But yeah, Gingy, I think you get that vibe.
And then I make him, like, something that I would guess is, like, a comfort food to him, and just, like, walk it up to him.
It's a good buttery
You-
roll.
Just that, yeah, buttered rolls, some like meat and veg.
You can
He
create
breaks
meat and
down in
vegetables?
tears. And you see
Like
Queen
a
Ray
cinnamon
kinda
honey
like
butter
cubs.
roll.
She rubs his back just in that very like affectionate spousal
Oh.
way. Wolfric kind of composes a "Thank you, gingerbread man. Thank
And
you."
I'm just gonna bow, like, give his hand a little hug, or like,
Yeah, he is trying so hard. He just has that natural vice grip, so it's not like you hug shake. Queen Rayhan though turns. You have uncovered a dire plot against our nation as a whole. I must know more about you. Where did you come from? I do not doubt that this is indeed the Ambassador Shen. And you see, she's holding back something, Shen. She's not saying something that she knows. But she does look to the rest of you. I need to know who you are, for it is no coincidence that you have saved our nation from 2 wars in 1 day.
Okay, guys, we should do a
Can I-
group name based off of that. That's cool.
I have
We
a,
should.
Could we be
I
the
have a name that-
Peacemakers?
I was gonna say, replace maker. Kepson comes from the word keep. He's
Keepers
the
of
son of a
Peace-
keeper.
Peacekeeper.
You could be the Peacekeepers. It could be fun. I
I'll
won't
be
say
the
anything.
peacekeeper.
The beekeepers.
Okay, that was hilarious.
That was
Sorry,
hilarious.
I'll stop with the jokes. But you see, Queen Rayhan just, I need to know who you are, as I need trust, and I can give information in return.
I kind of gesture towards Minaret in that, like, kind of looking at you like, maybe you should go first because you uncovered it all, kind of a thing.
That's fair.
And then we'll follow your lead.
Hey guys, is it okay if I adopt Peacekeepers for our name? I think that gives a
I'm
cool
down.
vibe that we've never had in D&D before.
Our names are always more violent.
Right? Okay.
Well, not even that. I don't think we've ever had a name for this party that
Nope.
wasn't either given or like other ways.
Mhm.
Because like you were given in
That's
Disney
true.
D&D.
You just
they were
Yeah.
like,
labeled us as
I would
engineers.
that
love
was
for
my,
us
like-
to claim
you
this.
could claim it, the Peacekeepers.
Yeah.
Minarth, what would you say?
I think we still have to like tell her who we are. and
Oh
where
yes,
we're
like
from.
please
Like,
explain.
we can't just get away with that.
We are the keepers of the peace, and we come from many places, many war-torn places. My name is Minareth. I have traveled far with the gypsies. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Volka of Burke, but I've not been home since the death of my husband and child.
I didn't know that.
Well, and that is kind of what she says. Is like
Mhm.
you've been here. Well, also was saying that you see she give, because she is matron of the Frozen Waste. Technically, your people, even though they're around here right now, fall under her jurisdiction to a certain extent.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I did not
So
know that.
she's taking this. Who would like to go next? As she kind of like takes in these two.
Sorry, we kind of missed what Megan said.
Oh, just how Minareth was explaining. I'm Minareth. I am from the Gypsies. I've traveled around, and how Queen Ryan's like, yes, I know of these, like, they're under my jurisdiction for now. Valka explains she's Valka from Berk, but hasn't been back since the death of her son and child. And you see Queen Ryan... Husband and child. And you see she kind of, like, nods in that, like, grievement of, like, of course. And then she's like, it's that, like, you don't have to tell her everything, but she is like, I would really like to know what's going on.
I am Gingerbread Man, the son of the Muffin Man, I guess. One of many. And I hail from the oven.
And
See,
mine is the most...
And then... Yeah, Adora, sorry.
Sorry, I'm lagging a little bit, so forgive me. And I am Adora. My story is the most strange. But the bullet. I come from a different world. I was the chosen of a protector goddess of our world named She-Ra. After many years, I discovered that the people who created this warrior She-Ra intended for the planet to be used as a super weapon. So I attempted to destroy the sword. Once I did, I ended up here, in your world. And now there are many entities after pieces of my sword. Apparently, it can unlock a great evil if in the wrong hands. My mission is to gather them all once more, to be an honorable keeper of such. You know, and like, and so the rest is Ylvanor kind of explaining like the story of She-Ra, you know, like the character of Adora.
That bullet point of like, yeah, here's the big stuff. As she takes that, you see she's holding a question, but she is gonna let then Shen that like, and finally like, I really would like more from you in that like.
I am Shen, future emperor of China.
So it seems we have more than just a simple ambassadorship. We have great people among us. And she looks at all of you when she says that. You speak of strange things. I have questions. Shen, you are the heir to China. I must confess, I have heard of your deposement for much time. As I understand, China currently is led by a dragon by the name of Kepa. But I will not pry into your personal background. I do not suppose to know what a gingerbread man is, but you are welcome, gingerbread man, in our court. In Valka, it is truly an honor to have a warrior who's gone through so much, and Minarith, one who has traveled so wide. Adora, you say you seek or were once in possession of a sword now broken. Is this correct?
Yes.
I have heard of this sword shard.
Have you?
From my understanding, I received a sending much time ago from a Fisk by the name of Rudis, who told me of this shard and its importance in keeping Ylvanor and Obenarin safe. I did not think much of it then, merely perhaps the rambling of a old cleric, but your presence here, staving off 2 wars with my people, can be no coincidence. All Rudis told me was that he was taking the shard to a place that neither Ylvanorian nor Fisk could reach safely. I wish I could tell you more. but simply that, should the time come, I, as the Queen, and I assume he sent similar message to the Fisk, their council of this peace. I have much still to ask, but I will start with this. I hope that you, the Peacekeepers, may offer yourselves up in helping our kingdom once more. I have noticed much in the past months. Now clear by Kepson's betrayal, but it does not explain all. We have had much in terms of dangerous rumors of tainted foods and meat poisoning our people and the Fisk. Dark tidings of monsters amassing in the northern Alps from areas of villages where my husband reigns as Duke. And you get that kind of quick political right. He was a Duke of this area, that's why he was even considered. I will seek out what I can for this sword shard if I can entreat you to help solve these problems for our kingdom. I must assume that the gods and Odin through his wisdom sent you to us that we may help each other.
They did.
This is Ylvanor metagaming. Do we tell them? Do we tell them about the pond? Do we explain my eye?
Do you tell them? I mean,
not right now.
That'd be a lot.
She already has been processing insane.
Let's
amounts
not
of
bring their
information.
religion
That could be
into
another
this. Let's let them breathe.
Yeah.
Let's let them simmer, and then we'll jump back.
But we just want to confirm the gods are behind us.
I might also add, yes, but the gods are not without opposition. It is also no coincidence that these troubles are plaguing you now. There is a demonic entity that is trying to steal the pieces of this sword. It's part of why we were sent to gain them before he can.
Pitch black.
You know
Yes.
him?
And that's how we're gonna end
Damn
tonight's
it.
sentence.
I was gonna say I show a picture of
Oh, it's like the very creepy, all of us in unison going,
He'll like
yes.
stop concentrating on Ylvanor so
Yeah.
hard.
Thank you all so much for playing.
That
Thank
was
you for watching. I will see
insane.
you all next time.